Good afternoon, and we are back for Game 2 on this Monday afternoon. It's Stephen Buxton, joined by Justin Lee here at UC Riverside in the doubleheader. The Inland Valley Pirates hosting the Palm Springs Power. Power coming into this game at 23-5. They won 9-2 in the first contest. Jaden McNeely took home the win, and Jude Favela took home the loss. Favela only threw 18 pitches in the first inning, 2/3 of an inning, but he was on the hook for the 2 runs, and the 2 runs that were a lead that the Power never relinquished. They win at 9-2 and improve their CPCL record on the way to a playoff berth. And again, we'll get into more milestones that they can reach, including for Casey Dill himself. But right now we start off with the Power lineup going to bat. Different looking lineup here as Keaton Nadeau takes the first pitch. It's a called strike against Andrew Phillips for the Pirates. 0-1 count. Nadeau takes ball 1 downstairs, counts even at 1. The lineup for the Power, Keaton Nadeau leading off. He'll play center field. Blake Conrad behind the dish. Brian O'Neill at first base. That one's called a strike. Count is 1-2 now. Brian O'Neill at first base. Noah Areola at third base cleaning it up, and that ball is outside. The count's even at 2 now. 2-2. Nobody on, nobody out in the top of the first inning. KJ Moon will bat fifth in left field. Dalton Thomas at shortstop batting sixth. That one's fouled off. Count stays at 2. Garrett Bavacqua playing right field today. He'll bat seventh. Tyler Nelson at DH at 8, and Isaac Rodriguez rounds it out. He's the 9-hitter and playing second base. Tyrone Woods will get the start today, and that pitch is watched outside for a ball. Count is 3-2 now. Once again, welcome on in, everybody. I'm joined by Justin Lee. I'm Stephen Buxton. It should be a good one here. First game went 7 innings. Power won at 9-2. This one will go 9, and that pitch is fouled off again, and Keaton Nadeau already working a long at-bat.
Yeah, good recognition here from the leadoff man in Keaton Nadeau. Where Austin Hallow was pretty productive today earlier in the first game, Keaton Nadeau doing the same thing.
Nadeau gets under that, pops it foul over towards first base. Coming in on it, waving him off is the second baseman, and he'll call that one off and haul it in for the first out, but a long first out as it took 9 pitches to retire Nadeau, and now it's Blake Conrad.
When you get into these 9-inning games, and now obviously we're back to the regular format, it becomes a statement to try to get around the starting pitcher and get him through as many pitches as possible to wear him out.
Blake Conrad out of St. Mary's watches a ball downstairs, counts 1-0, and we've seen him have an up-and-down season. Hasn't been able to get it going with the bat and hasn't had the season he's wanted there, but he has been able to still work competitive at-bats, get on base, and that's really shown by his on-base percentage around 400. And he just knows he's been able to put some solid contact on these balls as that one's outside. The count is 2-0 now. Just catches the zone, counts 2-1. But again, there's been times where he's hit it hard and it's gone foul, or he's hit it hard and it's been right at someone. So it's been a combination of a lot of things, some luck involved, but again, he's played well defensively. He's really happy with how he's done behind the dish. 2-1 pitch fouls that off. It's 2-2 now.
Kind of your prototypical catcher defensively, able to get runners out, able to keep the ball right in front of him. You know, may not have the offensive numbers that pop right out in your face, but when he's able to do what he can do, Blake Conrad has been a force on the field with such a deep roster of catchers for the Power this season.
Watches that one outside. It goes for ball 4, so first runner of the day for the Power. Blake Conrad reaches base. It'll be a runner on for Brian O'Neill now. Brian O'Neill with Noah Areola on deck. No score here, 1 runner on, and that pitch is upstairs and dropped by the backstop for the Pirates. 1-0. And O'Neill, we've talked about it today, how he came to the Power. He was one of the guys who came a little bit later, but he absolutely tore the cover off the baseball. Drives that one up the middle, fielded on a bobble there by the second baseman, backhanded to short and down to first, and they double him up there. 4-6-3 on the putout, and Andrew Phillips faces the minimum no score. We're going into the bottom of the first. We'll be right back as Tyrone Woods takes the mound.
It's a family setting, you know, we come and we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. You know, they cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
And we are back, bottom of the first inning here in UC Riverside. Power on one of two road trips they'll make this season outside of the playoffs if they make it there and if they make it to the championship game. If they do, it'll be a game in Palm Springs Stadium and then 2 games at a neutral site. Right now, Tyrone Woods on the mound, and he fires in a first pitch that's fouled off by Esteban Olazaba. Playing third base today and leading it off. Isaiah Walls will hit second, Vaughn Coleman third. Cole Howarth is the cleanup batter, and Woods is ready, and the second pitch is fired, and up and in, a fastball right around the chin, and they're going to say that came in and hit him. Might have got his somewhere on his wrist there. So the first batter of the day reaches against Tyrone Woods.
Seems like it skimmed off of his left wrist as he pulled away with the bat. So they give him the benefit of the doubt.
First pitch, a called strike against Isaiah Walls after Howarth. It's Mark DiCarlo, Darren Osterloth, Wes Hickey, the next 3, Waldy Perez, Jordan Villamontes. And that one's in the dirt. Count is 1-1 now. Jordan Villamontes, Mason Greenhouse, and then Andrew Phillips on the mound for the Inland Valley Pirates. Once again, batting 10 today. Power still with their traditional 9. Next pitch, it's 1-1, but that one's fouled off, so it's 1-2 now. And we've mentioned throughout the broadcast the last couple of days or even earlier today, these are different games that the Power are playing. There's playoff implications. There's actual urgency that needs to be played with, unlike recent years where they've kind of just coasted their way into the playoffs and coasted to that first seed. This year, not the case. They've been playing essentially playoff games for the last couple weeks, as that one's absolutely drilled down the line and bounces off the bottom of the wall. KJ Moon fields it and throws it back into third base for Noah Areola. Second batter, and there's a double by Isaiah Walls. Runners on second and third now.
Yeah, gave him a pitch right down the heart of the plate, and Walls sees perfect daylight with that pitch and sends it flying to left field. That was a gnarly hit on that left field wall, close to that 330 side. Any more power on that swing, you probably would have sent that thing out of here to make it a 2-0 ball game.
Arguably the hardest hit ball of the day. The only other one you can really consider is Mark Kirkland's double off the center field wall, but that one right there was absolutely drilled, and there was a chance it could get out, but the first pitch to Vaughn Coleman is down for a ball, 1-0.
You talked about the last few seasons for the Power. You know, they seemed like they were in cruise control for most of the season last year, but now that, you know, we talked about the games that they've lost, the struggles that they've had to go through, being able to mesh as a team, and they're in the final playoff push. You can't be on cruise control anymore. You got to be able to start pushing through and winning these games, and they have done that throughout the last stretch.
It's not necessarily a team that's been calloused and hardened by a losing streak, but it's a team that is used to coasting to the playoffs. As that one's the other way for a base hit. One run will score. He puts up the stop sign for the second runner, who was all the way around third and thought about going, but had to almost look back at his coach. Isaiah Walls thought he could score there, but is held up at third. But it's 1-0 Pirates. RBI single for Vaughn Coleman. Now Cole Howarth comes up with runners on the corners and nobody out.
It's a pretty well hit ball to right field. Just a regular base hit, drops right in front of the defender Bavacqua. And able to get the first runs of the game for the Pirates.
Called strike one to Cole Howarth. Counts 0-1. He's got runners on the corners. Isaiah Walls on third. Vaughn Coleman at first. It's a 1-0 game in the bottom of the first inning. That ball goes outside. It's 1-1 now. Again, here at UC Riverside, just one of two regular season road trips that the Power make this season. Both of them at UC Riverside. Last season they were at two different sites. One was at Escondido High School. The other one was at Cal Poly Pomona. Pitched by Tyrone Woods. A high fastball that swung right under. It's 1-2 now. Third road trip was the most important one. A trip to Azusa Pacific on a Sunday morning. That turned into a couple of wins for the Power and a CPCL championship after a Noah Blythe walk-off home run. Pickoff to first gets by the first baseman, Brian O'Neill, and coming in to score from third is Isaiah Walls. It's 2-0 Pirates. Still nobody out.
A low throw on the pickoff attempt there by Tyrone Woods, and because of the bounce that came out from Brian O'Neill, and the ball getting away just by a slight second, it gives enough time for Isaiah Walls to read it, come back home, and score the second run of the game.
Pitch is high and out of the zone. Count is 2-2 now, but Blake Conrad, as always, managing the running game there. Just took a look back down to first to at least coax Coleman into taking a smaller lead. Ball in the dirt again, and the count has gone full.
This is a bit of unfamiliar territory for Tyrone Woods. The majority of the season, we've seen him in relief efforts. He's only started in 2 games this year. The most he's ever pitched more is 5 innings pitched.
He has had some bulk this season as that one's fouled off. The count stays full. But he really made his name earlier this season as a high-leverage reliever. He was almost the Power's de facto closer for the first 2 weeks, but some struggles came. He hasn't been in that role lately, but he's been in some spot relief. Runner going, that pitch slashed the other way, riding the line, but foul. Another foul ball, and the count's still full, and Vaughn Coleman's going to have to take his trot back to first.
And this is considered a pretty big out here for the next 3 hitters that come up, because you don't have any outs yet. If you've already given up 2 runs already, you don't want to give a strong start to a Pirates team who had the advantage the first time around earlier in the season.
Again, the Pirates have been a thorn in the Power's side over the last couple of years. Really, all the Inland Valley teams have. But today, not the case. Today, a 9-2 win in the first game and a fastball just off the corner of the zone. Good job by Blake Conrad attempting to get that strike, but he can't. So it's a no-out walk with the runner on first, and in a 2-0 game, runners on first and second now.
And because of the doubleheader, you have different ways to approach the nightcapper in many different ways. You know, the Power, we talked about their lineup. None of the starters in this second game played in the first game, whereas the Pirates have multiple starters that started that first game. So you have guys who are essentially already have played. They're a little bit hot right now, but the Power, the question is, can you start to get runs with guys who were sitting on the bench in the first game?
And again, it's the Power just showing off their depth at this point if they can pull this one off. Mark DiCarlo steps in and awaits his first pitch that's fired in, a fastball at the knees. It's 1-1. And again, you said no starters played in that first game, but they are on the bench if they need a late inning shock, a late inning jolt. Mark Kirkland always available. Swing and a miss there. It counts 1-2 now. Matt Chavez, who was our player of the game last time up, is available. Austin Haller. Everyone's still here, but for this game, right now getting the start off. Tyrone Woods out there with a 1-2 count, nobody out. Runners on first and second. He looks back at that runner on second, Vaughn Coleman. Fires in a fastball. It's outside, though. Counts 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, a 2-0 game. Pirates on top of the Power in the bottom of the first inning. Still no outs for Tyrone Woods. Looking for a ground ball here. That one's slashed the other way. It's a high foul ball into the parking lot. Down the left side. Counts still 2-2. A long inning for Tyrone Woods.
He's got a pretty wide arsenal to work with as well. Fastball, curveball, slider, change and a split finger fastball as well in that arsenal. He's going to have to use that majority of the time here against these hitters.
Mark DiCarlo, the extra hitter and the 6th or 5th hitter of this game, watches a ball outside. Count is full now. But more importantly, a good job by Blake Conrad, sticking the glove out to his left and able to snag that one before it got to the backstop, so both runners stay where they are. Runners on first and second, a full count payoff pitch by Woods. Swing and a miss, and there's the first out.
Good slower speed pitch right there to get the hitter there. Another, like we talked about, big outs here. Can't allow another run for the Pirates because we talked about that thorn in the Power side this season and talking about most of the Inland Valley teams this year and throughout their history against the Power. You need every single out you can get, especially early on.
And if you look to even last year, the only teams who have given the Power any issues outside of the San Diego Waves, who they played in that CPCL championship contest, as that one was a check swing to Darren Osterloth, but it's going to be called ball 1-0 count. Other than the San Diego Waves, who are no longer in the CPCL, it's just been the Inland Valley teams that have been giving the Power trouble. And right here, they've got a 2-0 lead. They've got 2 runners on and 1 out in the first. Tyrone Woods, next pitch, again stabbed there by Blake Conrad. Again, keeps the runners where they are. Ball outside, counts 2-0.
And there's a reason why Blake Conrad is behind the plate. We talked about it in the top of the first inning, why he's so good defensively, as you know, the catcher back there behind the plate. He's going to get runners out. You know, maybe not has the offensive numbers, but he'll get the job done.
Chopper up the middle. Dalton Thomas stabs it, picks it up at second, throws down to first, and he gets the double play there. Great diving lunge by Brian O'Neill to save an error there and double him up to end the inning. So Tyrone Woods limits the damage. It's 2-0 Pirates. We go to the second. Power need to get to work on offense. We'll be right back after a break.
Somewhere down there is you. And just like us, you're an amazing Palm Springs vacation home. I bet we have a lot in common. Elevated, yet down to earth. A place to soak it up, sip it down, and make a splash. A place where staying in is even better than going out. Not just a place for visiting, a place for living in the moment. That moment when vacation dreams become reality. You're one of Palm Springs' best kept secrets. Let's show you off. Because you're so much more than just a home. You're a destination. You're an adventure. You're an idyllic escape. You're a happy place.
Need a garage door replaced or repaired? Then go to Overhead Door Company. We do it all. Repairs, service, new installs, retrofits, and more. For over 100 years, Overhead Door has been committed to bringing you the best in residential garage doors, commercial doors, openers, and accessories. Whether you need a stylish new garage door for your home, a more energy efficient
Top of the second inning here in Riverside. Stephen Buxton joined by Justin Lee, and Noah Arreola is going to lead it off against the Pirates. Andrew Phillips back on the mound for his second inning of work. Went 1-2-3 in the first. And Arreola will lead it off. A chopper down the left side, that's going to go foul. And Justin Arreola is one of the better stories of this season, one of the better stories out of the PSCL. He played with John Tessier and the Bootleggers, really anchored that lineup. He was named as the PSCL Prospect of the Year, and he swings and sends that one to the left side, fielded at third base, a long throw to get him, and there's the first out. But like I was saying, he was named the PSCL Prospect of the Year as KJ Moon comes up, but this is a guy who never played college baseball. He went to trade school. He's an electrician now out of West Covina. He didn't have a great experience in high school baseball, but now he's getting back in it, and he's had an awesome season, or an awesome summer so far, as the first pitch is a called strike to KJ Moon. And it just shows you this is the kind of thing that leagues like the PSCL can create. That one's outside, 1-1 to KJ Moon.
Yeah, we did talk about that, and just the fact that Noah Arreola was such a staple for the Bootleggers this year.
Ball just low, 2-1 to KJ Moon. And again, he was an anchor in that lineup, played third base in the PSCL All-Star game. That one goes high. It's 3-1.
Yeah, he was such a staple for that team. He got a home run this year, helped the Bootleggers get to where they were at, and you know, what a story it's been. Like we talked about where that comes from in terms of the PSCL.
Come on back, KJ Moon. He was about to walk that one off. He thought it was ball 4, but it was called strike 2 on the outer half of the zone. Full count, and that pitch is driven up high into right field. Ranging over to catch that is Mason Greenhouse, and that'll be the second out of the inning.
You talk about Arreola's story, you know, he didn't play in college, so looking for a place to call home pretty soon. This is a big guy, 6'4", 220 pounds. You know, he served as a first baseman for the Bootleggers. And now that he's elevated to a level where the power is at, and we know when you get elevated to the power, that means a lot in terms of where they see that talent, they see that ability to get the ball in play, get big hits in important situations. That's what Noah Arreola has done.
And here's a guy who's been through that pipeline, PSCL to power. Dalton Thomas takes the first 2 pitches for strikes. He's been a stalwart in this power lineup for years, and they thought that he was about to walk off the mound. Waldy Perez was about to throw it around. He thought they sent down Dalton Thomas on 3 strikes, but ball 1 called there. 2-1 or 1-2 count, and he fouls it off there. Still 1-2. But Dalton Thomas, he's been with the power each of the last 5 seasons. Went straight out of high school. He's been through a series of colleges, that most recently at McPherson. Watches ball 2 in the dirt and away. Counts 2-2. In a 2-0 ball game, the Pirates on top. Dalton Thomas in the power. Gonna have to play comeback here. 2 outs in the top of the second inning. Pitch by Phillips. Swung on and missed. Another strikeout for him, and another 1-2-3 inning. Power down 2 going into the bottom of the second. Middle of the lineup due up for the Pirates. We'll be right back after a break.
Building your business is no small undertaking, and you need the right team by your side. Whether you're just getting started or expanding nationwide, Pacific Premier Bank is here to support your business every step of the way. As your trusted banking partner, we can help guide you down the right path with customized solutions designed for your business. We'll help you achieve the success you deserve. Pacific Premier Bank. Let's build your future together.
Here we are in the bottom of the second inning. Apologies for the technical difficulties here. We've got 2 outs and a full count. Jordan Viramontes up to the plate against Tyrone Woods on the mound. A strikeout to Wes Hickey and then a flyout to left field, or to center field, and that one's high in there to right center field, ranging over. Keaton Nadeau with a sliding catch, but that ball comes out of his glove. And going into second is Jordan Viramontes. He keeps the inning alive for the 10-hitter, Mason Greenhouse.
It was a pretty tough play to make by Keaton Nadeau, but he has the call out there from center field, ranging over to that right center gap right there, and sliding down to make a catch like that is pretty difficult, especially with the sun starting to come down in the west, which is now facing towards right field. Probably had a little bit of trouble tracking that ball down, but he didn't have it in the right place. It just popped out when he slid.
Jordan Viramontes reaches. Now it's Mason Greenhouse. 2 outs, a runner on second. Tyrone Woods needs to put up a 0 here. Power down 2-0. That pitch called a strike. It's 0-1. Again, Power won the first game 9-2 in 7 innings. This contest will be 9 innings here at UC Riverside. Woods out of the stretch, fires a swing and a miss there. Counts 0-2.
Bring him with the fastball on the first pitch, come with the slider here. And if we know where Tyrone Woods has gone with 2 strikes on the batter, probably expect an off-speed pitch right here.
Woods looking for the strikeout here. Goes with off-speed, but that one's lined up the middle for a hit. Nadeau comes up with it, throws to second, and they'll concede the run there. It's 3-0. Pirates on top, an RBI single by Mason Greenhouse.
Just a well-hit ball right up the middle, and the pitch just stayed right up in the strike zone for Greenhouse to get a piece of it right up the middle. Almost took off the head of Tyrone Woods, I should say, on that swing too.
Yeah, a comebacker right at Tyrone Woods. Wasn't low enough or right at him enough to really hit him. He got out of the way, but up the middle, and Nadeau throws it in, and from second, Jordan Viramontes scores. It's 3-0, back to the top of the lineup. Esteban Olazaba fouls that one up, going into foul territory. Brian O'Neill right at the dugout. Can't come up with it. It's 0-1.
Ran out of space right at that fence. Actually might have been able to make that catch, but because he was tracking the fence and the ball at the same time, probably missed it on that very last second when it dropped in. But also that comebacker, pretty dangerous. We've already seen one pitcher get taken out by a comebacker today. Don't want that same thing happening here.
Yeah, in the first inning of the last game, Jude Favela only faced 4 batters as a massive hit by Mark Kirkland, well over 90 miles an hour off the bat, drilled him in the leg, and he didn't even consider staying in, walked right off the mound, and that's where you get worried. Check back down to first base, and not in time to get Mason Greenhouse, but the second pitch is in the dirt, and it's 1-1 to Olazaba. 1-1 count, runner on first, 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Power down 3-0 now. 3-0 ball game at UC Riverside. Tyrone Woods on the mound, fires that pitch, driven down the right field line, but it's well foul. That one into the parking lot, and with this game, there's not a ton of there's no starters from the first game that were in this lineup now. You wonder how Casey Dill uses that bench, though. There's a couple more new names, and that one's ripped just foul. Went right over Noah Ariola's head, but hooked foul and landed about a foot into foul territory down the left field line, and running over to get that, KJ Moon throws it in.
You could see that he was able to pull the hands in close to his chest on that swing. Pulled it over Noah Ariola's head, and he almost thought he had an RBI double right there.
Next pitch, called ball outside, counts even at 2 now, and if we haven't mentioned it yet, something we haven't seen a ton this season, KJ Moon playing the outfield, primarily taking his at-bats as a designated hitter, but today starting in left field. Tyrone Woods fires, and that one's just out of the zone. Counts full now.
KJ Moon has played a few times this season over in right field, but today a little bit different with him in left field, where Bavacqua, who, we talked about those additions, Bavacqua being one of them, mostly playing in right field, so that's where he is today.
Next pitch by Woods, just high there. A full count walk, and that'll be runners on first and second now, extending the inning for Isaiah Walls.
Pretty much going to be a bullpen day here for the Power in this game. You don't have your starter McNeely, who went for 4 innings. Now you have Quintero, Ricken, Silas, Amavisca, and Weckel and Young available in case things get out of hand here.
First pitch to Isaiah Walls by Tyrone Woods is a called strike, fastball on the corner. It's 0-1.
They have Quintero warming up for the Power.
0-1 count. Woods working a long inning here, but that one's popped up above the infield. Runners going around, and Isaac Rodriguez settling under. That one was a mile in there, but it'll end the inning. We're through 2, the Power down 3-0 here in UC Riverside. We'll be right back after a break.
Jessup Auto Plaza has been proudly serving the Coachella Valley since 1938 as your trusted family-owned auto destination. Now, electrify your drive with the Valley's most extensive range of electric vehicles. Drive the Chevrolet Blazer, Equinox, Silverado, the powerful GMC Hummer, Sierra, and the distinctive Cadillac Lyriq. Silent power, bold performance. Electrify your drive. Jessup Auto Plaza. Since 1938, the EV brands you love, the family you trust.
Hey, Coachella Valley, Patrick Summers here, General Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Spring is here and summer is right behind it. Don't get caught with a broken air conditioning system. Call us now. Let us get a tune-up done. We're offering a special for $79. It comes with a seasonal guarantee. Call our team today. Get yourself scheduled before the heat hits. Be proactive, not reactive. Go ahead and book at callthegeneral.com or call our offices and we'll get you taken care of.
No, you're good.
3-0 ball game. Top of the third inning. Garrett Bavacqua, Tyler Nelson, Isaac Rodriguez, the bottom of the lineup due up, and a called strike on Garrett Bavacqua. Starting in right field today, Andrew Phillips has gone through the order clean, but Garrett Bavacqua sends that the other way, down the line into left field. He thought about second, but now retreating back to first, a leadoff single.
Yeah, and Andrew Phillips gave him the fastball pitch right there. Bavacqua with a little bit of a late swing, but able to bring that ball to the opposite field, drilled it. A slow roller, too. You talked about how he thought about going to second, but it was a good cover job by Viramontes in left field to at least keep Garrett Bavacqua at first.
And one of the guys in that stable of catchers for the Power, Tyler Nelson, stepping up. He's getting the start at designated hitter today, and he watches ball one out of the zone. Count is 1-0. It'll be Tyler Nelson, then Isaac Rodriguez, Keaton Nadeau in the hole, if barring a double play, in a 3-0 game in the top of the third. Pirates on top of the Power, and a game with all sorts of CPCL playoff implications. Called strike on the edge of the zone. It's 1-1 now. Tyler Nelson takes a second, kicks his feet, adjusts his helmet, gets back into the box. And the pitch by Phillips, a curveball that's fouled off. It's 1-2 now.
And Tyler Nelson earlier in the season almost hit his first home run of the year when he hit it to left center field back maybe about a month ago with a pinch hit double off the wall. So this is a guy who's got a lot of power, got enough ability to make a difference here today. An interesting spot being at the DH.
Curveball throws him at the knees and gets him looking there. Strike 3 and the second of the day for Andrew Phillips. First one looking in the first out of the inning. Now it's Isaac Rodriguez. And you said it, he came in to pinch hit, and I didn't realize that he came in an at-bat before that. He had 2 doubles that day, one off the top of the wall, and the first pitch to Isaac Rodriguez is just below the knees. It's 1-0.
He's been a little bit sneaky so far this season.
Rodriguez out of College of the Desert has played up the middle, primarily second base. Next pitch, a ball, but the throw back down to first, not in time to get Bavacqua. Keaton Nato on deck. After him, it'll be Blake Conrad. We've got one out into the top of the third inning. Stephen Buxton joined by Justin Lee here. Andrew Phillips fires in a beautiful curveball there. That's called a strike at the bottom of the zone. 1-1 count.
Yeah, Isaac Rodriguez's story is pretty interesting. You talked about him being at College of the Desert. He's from Aiea, Hawaii. It's a much different atmosphere than the islands being out here in the desert.
Next pitch below the zone. It's 2-1, and I will resort to you for any Hawaii pronunciation. But fellow Hawaii native along with Cohen Goas. Swing and a miss there. Counts even at 2.
Yep.
Well, I guess I had the count wrong. It was a 1-2 count there then, and Isaac Rodriguez goes down on strikes. Now it's Keaton Nato.
I'm going to defer to you, partner, because I think I had a 3-2 count on that count as well, but umpire's game here.
I thought it was 2-1. It was 1-2 clearly. Isaac Rodriguez strikes out. Keaton Nato up for his second time today. Popped out to second base on a 9-pitch at-bat in the first inning. Watches a curveball there. It's strike 1.
Keaton Nato was a guy who earlier in the season was pretty much a stable player for the Power in the first half of the season. Then he took a little bit of a break, came back, trying to figure out where his place is when it comes to this late part of the season, where he's going to end up being a factor for the Power.
That pitch high, that counts 1-1. Out of Cal State San Bernardino, had an awesome freshman year. Watches a strike there. It's 1-2. Spent a couple months over at the University of Washington, flipped over to San Bernardino, and with the Coyotes, absolutely ranked. 412 average, 444 on base, 529 is slugging. Swings and misses there. And no strikeouts to end the inning. Andrew Phillips strikes out the side, and he's been absolutely filthy so far. He's faced just one over the minimum. Power have just 2 base runners on the day. Going to the bottom of the third, they're down 3. We'll be right back after a break.
For 20 years, our family's mission has been simple. It all starts at Stuffed, where exceptional service meets bold flavors. Every crust, a masterpiece. Cocktails crafted to perfection in an atmosphere that brings family and friends together. Stuffed pizza, dine-in or takeout. Savor and enjoy at our 2 locations. Quality, service, family legacy, it all starts at Stuffed.
Whenever you find yourself hungry for something real, simple, and true, we're here for you.
That's what a hamburger's all about.
Monster Shakes, the best ice cream creations in the desert and only place in the world that serves all 10 flavors of Dole Soft Serve. The winner of the best soft serve and smoothies, home to the world's best date shake and other fun creations like ice cream nachos and the cotton candy burrito. For a limited time, come in and try your luck. Any soft serve that weighs exactly 16 ounces is free. Monster Shakes in Palm Springs and Cathedral City facing the Mary Pickford. Franchise opportunities available too. Monster Shakes, a delicious mess.
Bottom three here at UC Riverside. Stephen Buxton. To my left is Justin Lee, and a new pitcher on the mound, Isaac Quintero, taking over. Tyrone Woods, the pitcher of record so far, fired 2 innings, allowed 3 earned runs, and he'll face off against 3, 4, and 5 of this Bucks lineup. Vaughn Coleman, Cole Howarth, and Mark DiCarlo, the first 3 due up, and Coleman watches a strike there. Quintero's ahead 1-0, or 0-1. Swing and a miss there, and the left-hander out of Cal State LA is ahead 0-2. Isaac Quintero out of Cal State LA in his second year in Palm Springs, played with the Bootleggers last season in the PSCL, and fires in a fastball below the zone. Count is 1-2 now.
Quintero was a force for the Bootleggers. We talked about the immaculate inning he had with the Bootleggers, what he's done for them as a team, and now he comes in with the power, late inning type of relief pitcher, and he's pretty much gotten the job done every single time he's come up to pitch.
He's been a two-way guy this year as that one's fouled off. Counts still 1-2, a 3-0 ball game in the bottom of the third inning. But he spent more or less time as a part-time guy in the PSCL instead of full-time last summer. He got spot starts and appearances for John Tessier's Bootleggers. 1-2 pitches in the dirt, counts even at 2 now. But you said it, we've seen him close out games. We've seen him out of the bullpen in late leverage innings. And we've seen him pitch bulk for both squads as well. His first outing, 4 innings, 8 strikeouts against the Blue Sox, and a PSCL combined no-hitter. And the 2-2 pitch here from Quintero. In the dirt, count is run full now. We've seen an immaculate inning from him. We saw him close out the 4th of July, or fire the last inning for the Power in the 4th of July All-Star game before Cato Kleinman lined a single up the middle to walk it off over the All-Stars. But wherever Isaac Quintero's been needed, he's been there and has delivered. Right now, it's the 3rd inning against the Pirates. Liner down the left field line. That's going to go into the bullpen for the Pirates. Makes one of their pitchers get up, and KJ Moon trotting back to his spot.
And Isaac Quintero, up to a certain point, too, June 27th, had the second most strikeouts in the PSCL with 28, right behind Christian Henderson, who had 33. So he's been a strikeout machine, both in the PSL and the Power.
Curveball slips out of the hand. That'll be a full count walk. Leadoff runner on again, second time in 3 innings. Now it's Cole Howarth.
And Quintero will come at you with a flurry of different pitches. This is where his bread and butter comes in, is being able to really change the eye level at different points, change the speed at very convenient times. He may not have the velocity like his twin brother, but he's able to get batters out with that type of pitch arsenal that he exhibits.
And his twin brother, as Justin mentions, Ishmael Quintero. That one's lined up the middle. That's going to get into the gap, but not far enough for extra bases. Garrett Bavacqua comes up firing. It's cut off by Dalton Thomas, but first to third goes Coleman. 2 batters reach to start the inning. A single by Cole Howarth.
This is where the Pirates started getting the power in the first series in those 2 games. Soft contact hitters. We're starting to see that already through that first inning. Getting some more contact in the second inning as well with that single from Mason Greenhouse. This one just another floater into right field by Howarth.
And we've seen Isaac Quintero get in and out of jams all season. Right now, he's going to need to put in some work. Runners on the corners, nobody out. The Power down 3 already. They need a 0 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Game 2 of this CPCL doubleheader. 1-0 count to Mark DiCarlo. Lined up the middle right at Quintero. He's going to throw down to second and get that out there. An absolute shot right back at him. He sticks out his glove and it comes off. The runner at third does not advance, but they cut down Cole Howarth at second. Mark DiCarlo reaches safely, so runners on the corners, but a huge first out, and thankfully Isaac Quintero's okay.
Yeah, you talked about the ability to focus on that concentration. The ball comes right up like 90 miles off the bat. I think most of the force came off of his glove. You saw him barehanded over to second base. What concentration from Isaac Quintero to be able to not only, focus on that play, but be able to have the awareness to go to second base and get a runner.
And it's the composure we've seen between him and his aforementioned brother Ish Quintero, last season's Rookie of the Year in the PSCL. Not here this summer with the Power or PSCL. He's in the Northwoods League with the Badlands Big Sticks. But between the two of those, they have never looked like the moment is too big. Down for ball, that's 1-1 to Darren Osterloth. But Isaac Quintero, you got to take into account, this young man's only 18 years old. Grounder down the left side, fielded by Thomas. He'll throw down to second. They're going to try to first, but a pump fake by Isaac Rodriguez. They only get one there, and they do allow the run, but there's 2 outs now. It's a 4-0 game. RBI fielder's choice for Darren Osterloth.
It was a slow roller to Dalton Thomas, so he didn't really have a whole lot of time to work with to try to get that throw in there to get Osterloth at first base, but they do get the runner at second base. Nothing wrong with allowing another run here for Isaac Quintero, but you talked about him not getting around the big moments. He's able to just stay keyed in no matter what.
Liner right above Dalton Thomas's head. That's going to go into left center field. Coming over, Keaton Nato. He tumbles through his throw. Put us all into that one, but it's right at Noah Ariola's feet. So it's a double, a 2-out double for Wes Hickey. Runners on second and third now. They managed to hold Osterloth at third, but 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs in a 4-0 game. Power behind the Pirates here in the third. Waldy Perez coming up, the catcher and 8-hitter today. The lefty Quintero ready. Getting the sign, comes set. Lefty-righty matchup here against Perez. Quintero fires. That one's right back at Dalton Thomas. He'll throw down to first, caught by O'Neill, and that'll end the inning. But one more run on the board for the Pirates. It's 4-0. We'll be right back here in Riverside.
Everyone knows good things come in threes, like Dave & Buster's Eat, Drink, and Play combo for just $19.99, including one mouth-watering entree, a refreshing beverage, a $10 power card, and a whole lot of fun, which means you enjoy a delicious meal for under $10. But look, that's 5 good things. Good things come in threes at Dave & Buster's with the Eat, Drink, and Play combo for just $19.99. Buy online or in-store today.
Hello, Power Baseball fans. At SBMP Attorneys, we believe in the power of community. And that's why we proudly support the Palm Springs Power, our hometown baseball team. After a memorable championship season in 2024, capping off the team's 20th anniversary, we're all very excited about the 2025 Power team. SBMP Attorneys and the Palm Springs Power are 2 teams that are committed to excellence, community, and the spirit of winning. We'll see you all at the ballpark.
Don't worry.
Top of the 4th inning here in Palm Springs. Blake Conrad, Brian O'Neill, Noah Ariola, the first 3 due up. It's 2, 3, and 4 of the Power lineup. Back out against Andrew Phillips, who has been outstanding so far. A 4-0 game, Pirates on top. And a first pitch strike like clockwork by Andrew Phillips, who has worked very quickly and has gotten ahead of almost every power batter. Working again already, firing in, ball one outside, but a close pitch to Conrad, counts 1-1.
Yeah, much different outcome so far from the Power offensively. We've talked about the score from the previous game. They started off with multiple hits, and when we came to that third inning, 5 hits and scoring 6 runs.
Looks like Conrad right there might have either had his glasses fogging up or might have had something in his eyes. Takes time, steps back, adjusts those, and now steps back into the box. 1-1 pitch. Conrad watches a curveball below the zone. Counts 2-1 now. 2-1, a 4-0 ball game. 2 runs in the first for the Pirates, 1 in the second, 1 in the third. Power here in the top of the fourth trying to get the scoring started. Conrad slashes that one foul, counts 2-2. Some action in the bullpen, no one warming up, but a couple guys just walking around, and a pitcher has been on the mound in the bullpen for the Pirates. A curveball slips out of the hands of Phillips and goes over Blake Conrad's head. The count's 3-2 now.
Yeah, they'll be frolicking around there in the bullpen with the amount of bullpen pitchers that they're gonna need today, especially with Tyrone Woods going only 2 innings and then Isaac Quintero just going through that third inning.
Full count, and Blake Conrad fouls that one off. It's still 3-2 here. Conrad walked on a full count in the first inning. He's leading off the fourth here. Payoff pitch outside, and another full count walk to Blake Conrad.
We've seen that a lot this season from Blake Conrad. We talked about it as well. You know, he's not going to give you the numbers offensively that pop right in your face, but he's a very patient hitter. And just to put it as an example, 2 walks already.
Yeah, we mentioned he has been frustrated by the season he's had with the bat, but he's been incredibly happy with how he's done behind the plate and with the fact that he's been able to get on base. One of the better on-base percentages on the team, right around 400, and it's gotten higher here today. From one catcher to another, Brian O'Neill playing first base today. Watches ball one outside. It's 1-0. He drives that one down the right side, gloved by the second baseman, down to short, back to first, and a beautiful 4-6-3 twin killing.
It's the second time that Brian O'Neill has grounded into a double play, but that double play is not easy to do. You got the second baseman turning around with his back away from the second base. He turns around, throws to his shortstop, Osterlo to Walls, and then to Howard to first base to get the double play.
And you got to consider Blake Conrad at first runs well for a catcher. Next pitch, Noah Arriola gets a charge into that one, but sends it a mile in the air over to shallow left field. Hit it hard, but hit it really high, and that's going to be caught and end the inning. We're through 3.5 here. Power down 4-0. Bottom of the lineup, it'll be 9-1 or 9-10-1 due up for the Pirates. We'll be right back after a break.
There's something winning in the Agua. Catch all the action at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Watch your favorite teams on our giant wraparound screens. See live scores on the LED sports ticker. Win big with our bar top games and enjoy great twists on bar food favorites. And with 3 premier casino locations, 360 Sports is the ultimate fan experience. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com.
Across the Coachella Valley, you'll find our communities powered by short-term rentals. These rentals bring visitors and dollars to the region. Whether attending events, checking out the art scene, or dining at restaurants, when they spend money, we all score. The nearly $1 billion impact of short-term vacation rentals generates tax revenues that fund police, firefighters, education, and many other programs that improve our daily lives. To learn why short-term rentals are a grand slam for the home team, visit onecv.org.
Shopping for car insurance is confusing. Holy cow. Great. Now we have a cow in our kitchen. Why did you say that?
Because I don't know what coverage to choose.
So just say the State Farm jingle. A State Farm agent can go over all your options with you and help choose coverage that meets your needs. Dude, cow, could you move?
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Bottom four here in Palm Springs. Stephen Buxton joined by Justin Lee, and a 4-0 ball game. Pirates going back up to hit. It's Jordan Viramontes, Mason Greenhouse, and Esteban Olazaba, the first 3 due up against Isaac Quintero in his second inning of work. First pitch swinging, goes the other way to right field. Garrett Bavacqua ranges over and catches the first out in 1 pitch.
We talked about the bullpen having to hold down the fence here for the Power in this inning. And, you know, yes, you gave up multiple runs here, and you're waiting for your team to kind of kick things into a second gear with the offense. This is where Isaac Quintero needs to help his team here in this situation.
And Quintero trying to do his best here. He allowed a run in that first inning of work and fires in strike 1 to Mason Greenhouse, who's 1 for 1 with an RBI single, but did a good job of getting out of that jam. The first 2 runners reached. He got a double play and then managed to limit the damage to just 1. Second pitch fouled off 0-2 very quickly to Mason Greenhouse. Goes to the right side, and for those of you watching the Home Run Derby, in an electric semifinal round with Cal Raleigh right now, it's been anything but in this game. A 4-0 game and some small ball for the Pirates. Big hack and a miss there. Jordan Viramontes must have known the Home Run Derby was going on. He wanted to send that one to Pasadena. Goes fishing for a slider in the dirt. And we've got 2 outs now. Esteban Olazaba, the next batter.
Yeah, as one of our colleagues would say, that's not very well grass-fed on that swing.
Who?
Let's just say he likes Dago.
First pitch, a changeup high in the zone, but called strike 1.
Really scared me there with that big who.
0-1 count, 2 outs. Isaac Quintero throws a fastball that's launched in there down the foul territory, but it's a big foul territory here at UCR. And no Arriola showing off the footwork, ranges over nearly into the bullpen, and he'll end the inning there. We're through 4. It's a 4-0 game. Power Bats got to get to work. It'll be KJ Moon, Dalton Thomas, and Garrett Bavacqua due up. We'll be right back after these words.
The Management Trust is a 100% employee-owned company. Every employee has a vested interest in providing memorable experiences to every homeowner and board members of HOAs. It's a very powerful thing. No homeowners association is too small or too large for us to manage. From community maintenance services to customized absentee home care, the Management Trust provides just about every service any homeowner could ask for.
Hi, I'm Damien with the Management Trust. We're community management built differently for your homeowners association. To find out how, give me a call.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Quality first. It's quite a philosophy to live by. But world-class ingredients are the foundation of great meals. and we wouldn't have it any other way. At Kaiser Grill in downtown Palm Springs, we believe you deserve the best.
Top of the 5th inning, KJ Moon, Dalton Thomas, and Garrett Bavacqua, the first three due up in a 4-0 ball game. Power won the first game of this doubleheader, 9-2 over the Pirates. Here they are in getting to the mid-innings, and they're already down, and ball one upstairs to KJ Moon. KJ Moon, 0 for 1 today, swings at that one, fouls it off. Counts 1-1. Flew out to right field on a 6-pitch at-bat.
You know, this is somebody who is, we've seen the power numbers from him this year. You know, talking about the amount of home runs that he's hit throughout this season. We know he has the power. We know he has the ability. But there has been times where it's kind of gone to his head and he's taken a lot of pitches, big swings and misses.
Moon hits that one a mile in there. It's behind home plate, and that it looks like at the last second the catcher drops his mask and goes after it. Looked like it was going to go out of play, but it just stays in. And it'll be the first out of the inning. Now Dalton Thomas up with one out and nobody on.
And just like with what happened there, popping it up in the air, just like the last at-bat that he had to right field. You know, it will take time for him to get, out of that slump a little bit. But, patience is key. Less is more. He's got a big bat. Use that to your advantage and just get some clean hits.
First pitch, a called strike. That's 0-1 to Dalton Thomas. And Andrew Phillips out of Santa Ana College has been dealing so far. Thomas gets that one off the end of the bat. Flies it over to first and near foul territory. It's going to be caught there. There's 2 outs in the 5th. Garrett Bavacqua stepping up. And again, the story of the game, the guy on the mound right now, has been impressive so far. Bavacqua hits that one the other way. That's going to go foul and almost take down one of the fans down the left field line.
Bavacqua's been the only guy who's been able to get through Andrew Phillips today with that single to left field.
Fastball on the edge of the zone, called strike 2. It's 0-2 now to Bavacqua.
And if anybody's going to get something going for the Power, it's going to have to be Bavacqua.
In the dirt, count is 1-2 now. Bavacqua in right field today, trying to keep it going for Tyler Nelson. The Power just need to get something on the board. Big swing and a miss there. And that'll end the inning. Going to the bottom of the 5th, the Power down 4-0. And Andrew Phillips is putting on a masterclass here. We'll be right back after a break.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $27.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing,
Bottom of the 5th here in UC Riverside. Stephen Buxton joined by Justin Lee, and it's the Power against the Inland Valley Pirates. Game 2 of a doubleheader. First pitch to Isaiah Walls is crushed down the line. That's going to go foul. 0-1. 4-0 game. Isaac Quintero back on the mound. It's his third inning of work. In a game that the Power have trailed from the start. 2 runs in the first, 1 run in the second, 1 run in the fourth. It's a 4-0 game. Isaac Quintero trying to keep it there. Next pitch is popped up into foul territory. Brian O'Neill comes over to catch it right up against the dugout.
Very good tracking ability from Brian O'Neill there. And now you start to see that Quintero's starting to lock in here. In the last half inning, he only threw 6 pitches, got out of the inning 1-2-3. Now he can continue to try to do that here against the Pirates. But I'm curious to see how Casey Dill is going to approach this next half inning, because you're not getting the type of production you thought you'd get with the starters like they did in the first game. So what do you do when you start getting into the late games here, down 4-0? Do you start bringing in those other players back in to see if you can try to knock some runs in?
Quintero fires a fastball on the edge of the zone. Counts 0-1 to Vaughn Coleman. And we'll see, because Casey Dill's not a manager to overmanage or micromanage. He's one of those guys who he sees these guys as professionals. They're high-level college players, and that one's fouled off again. It's 0-2. And he literally said to me today that once you make it to this level, you better know how to prepare yourself. You should know how to get ready, what you need to do, and he'll let you do that. He's not going to get in the way. It's basically just once game time comes up, be ready to play, be ready to do what he says, and just treat everyone with respect. Next pitch is lined into center field, going back on it. Keaton Nato will settle under it. 2 batters, 2 outs in the 5th inning, and it's Cole Howarth coming up.
Again, just trusting the defense, trusting what type of pitches he's tossing to these Pirate hitters. This is the 5th batter in a row that he's retired.
Cole Howarth stepping up. Lefty-lefty matchup here, and first pitch is up out of the zone. It's 1-0. Sun setting here on this beautiful Monday afternoon. Game 2 of the doubleheader. Power 23-5 on the season. Looking to inch closer to a couple milestones. Looking to try and claim that #1 spot in the CPCL. Pitch is down and away. Count is 2-0 now. Two balls, no strikes to Cole Howarth, who swings at that one, and his offering is fouled off. 2-1 now.
Howarth has had himself a pretty good day so far with the single and the walk, but here in this situation, Quintero, like we talked about, starting to lock back in, and now he's got these batters a little bit off balance now with a handful of these pitches.
2-1 pitch from Quintero. Doesn't get the call there, just a little off the zone. And Blake Conrad would set up outside. That pitch ran inside, so might have fooled the umpire there. It's 3-1. 3-1, and he needs a strike, trying to get a 1-2-3 inning here in the 5th. 2 outs in the pitch by Quintero. Slashed off, and the count will run full.
You talked about Casey we talked about not getting in the way of how the flow works with all these players. These are professional, adult players who understand how to play their game. So now it becomes a question is, what does Casey think he should do in this situation if these guys cannot figure out how to turn it around? It's such an important part.
Hack and a miss there. Absolutely fooled him with a diving slider out of the zone. Cole Howarth goes down on strikes, and the first 1-2-3 inning of the day by Power pitching. They put up a oh-so-needed 0 in the 5th. And going to the 6th, we'll be right back after a break.
family setting, you know, we come and we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. You know, they cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
Building your business is no small undertaking, and you need the right team by your side. Whether you're just getting started or expanding nationwide, Pacific Premier Bank is here to support your business every step of the way. As your trusted banking partner, we can help guide you down the right path with customized solutions designed for your business. We'll help you achieve the success you deserve. Pacific Premier Bank. Let's build your future together.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $27.99 at Palm Springs' most popular restaurant.
Like a family setting, you know, we come and we get into conversation.
Top of the 6th inning, Tyler Nelson, Isaac Rodriguez, and then they'll turn it over to the top of the lineup. Keaton Nadeau due up in a first pitch swing from Nelson. It's 0-1. 4-0 ball game here in the 6th, and a game that has absolutely flown by. Stephen Buxton joined by Justin Lee, and a big offering there by Nelson. He can't catch up to it, and the story of the game on the mound right now. Andrew Phillips is through 5 dazzling shutout innings. He's faced just 1 over the minimum, a couple hits and a walk, but he's managed to roll a couple double plays and has completely shut down the power offense so far. Next offering is fouled off, and Tyler Nelson trying to work a deep at-bat here.
Yeah, 5 strikeouts through 5 innings pitched, only given up 1 hit from Garrett Bavacqua thus far. And every time he's come up on the mound, he's pitching so fast with that tempo, like he's got a pitch clock or something out here on the field, because there isn't one, but that tempo has been throwing off these batters.
And working quickly there, Tyler Nelson gets under it, pops it up to left field, and there's the first out. Just 4 pitches and an F7 in Tyler Nelson's book. He's 0 for 2, and Isaac Rodriguez, just like just about everyone in this power lineup so far, 0 for 1 on the day. He struck out in the second or in the third. And here he is in the 6th. Keaton Nadeau on deck, Blake Conrad in the hole, and again, just like clockwork, a first pitch strike to Isaac Rodriguez. He started out 0-1 to almost every batter today, and there's the rare ball by Andrew Phillips, 1-1.
And if I haven't been talking every time he's been up on the mound, it's probably because he's been going so fast on these hitters.
That one in the dirt, counts 2-1, and Isaac Rodriguez ahead in the count. Nobody on, 1 out. Top 6 here at UC Riverside. 4-0 ball game. That one pulled outside once again. Count is 3-1, and we've seen that throughout the game. If he has missed, the rare miss has been to that glove side, and he pulls it away from the right-handed hitting Rodriguez. 3-1 pitch in the dirt, and there's another walk. 1 out walk keeps the inning going for Keaton Nadeau. He's got a runner on and 1 out, and trying to keep it going for Blake Conrad. Power need base runners here. They're down 4-0 in an oh-so-important CPCL matchup. Game 2 here of the doubleheader. Power won Game 1 9-2 in 7 innings. They're going to need a late inning comeback here, though. Keaton Nadeau coming up. Blake Conrad on deck. If they can keep it going for Brian O'Neill, he'll come up too.
This is where the patient needs to start coming into key here. Now you have 1 out. We have a walk here for Isaac Rodriguez. You get back to the top of the lineup. You got Keaton Nadeau, Blake Conrad, and then Brian O'Neill right there at the 3 spot. This is where you can start to take advantage of the Pirates here.
Ball 1 up and away to Keaton Nadeau after a meeting with his catcher, Waldy Perez, and Andrew Phillips. Had a quick talk. 1-0 count to Nadeau. Chopper down the left side, gloved at shortstop. He'll throw it down to second, firing to first. and not in time. Nato's speed able to race it out.
It's a good turnaround right there. And again, what would have been the third ground double play by chance there, but good job from Keaton Nato, the tornado, turning it down that first base line and getting through on board.
Blake Conrad coming up to the plate for his third time. He's reached both times, the only player in the lineup to do so. 2 walks on full counts. He's got a runner on first and 2 outs. Takes strike 1. It's 0-1 now.
Not a hitter's pitch right there on the top outside corner. And it felt like that pitch almost was off by maybe 2 lengths of a ball.
But it's just been that kind of day for Andrew Phillips. Everything that's been close, he's been able to get it. Fires that one further outside, but does not get the call. It's 1-1.
Yeah, we talked about in the first game about the ability of these pitchers collegiately being able to, figure out that strike zone from the umpires, and he has figured it out so far through 6.
1-1 pitch on the edge of the zone. Strike 2 there. It's 1-2 now. 1-2, 2 outs. A 4-0 game in the top of the 6th inning. Power on the road against the Inland Valley Pirates. Andrew Phillips has been fantastic today. Fires the pitch, and that one's fouled off. Count stays 1-2. He's been fantastic. He's been dominant. He's been quick. Every positive superlative you can use. He's faced just 2 over the minimum today. 1-2 pitch. That one's roped down the line, and that's going to stay fair and roll all the way to the wall. Coming around to score is Nato, and it's an RBI double for Blake Conrad. 4-1. And how good does that feel for Blake Conrad? We've mentioned he's been struggling with the bat this season. He's had some balls that he's hit well, but they've been right at guys. He had a couple glimpses of a double here, a couple hits there, but he has not been able to string it together, but he's been working those at-bats. He's been getting on base. And right here, he puts the power on the board. Scores Keaton Nato with an RBI double down the left field line. Brian O'Neill stepping up now. That pitch up and well outside. Count is 1-0.
Yeah, we talked about how Blake Conrad has been so patient with these at-bats. 2 walks already today. He finally gets a pitch that he liked, and less was more. Being able to bring those hands in and send it to the opposite field, and Nato, with that type of speed, able to come flying all the way from first to home.
A swing and a miss there. Counts even at 1 now, but it's a different equation now. The power on the board. It's a 4-1 game. Pitch in the dirt. That's going to advance Conrad. He'll take third. He was looking at home, but Phillips coming in to cover. Perez gets it at the backstop. Count is 2-1. But Conrad 90 feet away. No action in the bullpen right now for the Pirates. None in the power bullpen as well. There have been pitchers warming up on and off for the power, though, so it might not be Isaac Rodriguez's inning coming up, but right now at the plate, Brian O'Neill swings over a high fastball there. It's 2-2 now. 2 outs and a runner on third in a 4-1 game in the top of the 6th. O'Neill fights that one off. It'll stay 2-2.
This is where O'Neill can start to dial right back in where he left off the last time he was here in this stadium and had to start 4 doubles in 2 games. He was such a big factor here once upon a time.
4 doubles. He had 8 RBIs that day, but can't get one there. A buried curveball that Brian O'Neill just couldn't figure out there. Swings over it, and that'll end the inning. But the power put on a run. It's 4-1 going to the bottom of the 6th. We'll be right back after a break.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Hello, Power Baseball fans. At SBMP Attorneys, we believe in the power of community. And that's why we proudly support the Palm Springs Power, our hometown baseball team. After a memorable championship season in 2024, capping off the team's 20th anniversary, we're all very excited about the 2025 Power team. SBMP Attorneys and the Palm Springs Power are two teams that are committed to excellence, community, and the spirit of winning. We'll see you all at the ballpark.
Monster Shakes, the best ice cream creations in the desert and only place in the world that serves all 10 flavors of Dole Soft Serve. The winner of the best soft serve and smoothies, home to the world's best date shake and other fun creations like ice cream nachos and the cotton candy burrito. For a limited time, come in and try your luck. Any soft serve that weighs exactly 16 ounces.
Welcome on back, everybody, here at UC Riverside Baseball Field. Stephen Buxton joined by Justin Lee in a 4-1 ball game. Mark DiCarlo, Darren Osterloth, and Wes Hickey, the first three due up. Isaac Quintero out for his fourth inning of work. Took over in the third after Tyrone Woods went just 2 innings. He's allowed 2 of his own, but he's been solid. He's worked in and out of a couple of jams and fires in ball 1.
Yeah, a couple of 1, 2, 3 innings so far from Quintero, holding the line down.
That one's roped down the line. It's going to go foul and almost take out Max Weckel in the Power bullpen. Stuck out a hand to try and catch it.
Trying to emulate his Grizzly teammate Noah Hargrove down there on the first base line.
Did Noah Hargrove barehand catch a foul ball in the bullpen?
Yes, plenty of times.
Next pitch. It's 2-1 as that ball goes outside. And again, Tyrone Woods, 2 innings, 3 runs since then. The next 4 have been thrown by Isaac Quintero, who's allowed just 1 run. He's been solid. He's worked quickly in, a game that has flown by. Pitch is outside. Can't get the call there. A borderline pitch. Blake Conrad did his best to frame that one up, but could not fool our home plate umpire. 3-1 is the count in a 4-1 game. Lined up the middle. That's going to get down in the outfield for a hit. Picked up by Keaton Nato and a leadoff single for Mark DiCarlo. His first hit of the game. Sends it over to Darren Osterloth, who's 1 for 2, 0 for 2, but has an RBI fielder's choice to his record. Reached third on that play.
Bullpen starting to get really activated here. There's a lot of subs coming in too, it seems like, warming up for the Power.
I didn't notice. There's at least 10 guys over there moving around now. Swing and a miss, 0-1 to Darren Osterloth.
Looks like a soccer match warm-up down there on the first base line.
Yes, organized cross-country. 0-1, and Isaac Quintero with a runner on first fires a fastball that's fought off, and that's going to go foul. 0-2 now. No balls, 2 strikes, no outs, runner on first. Isaac Quintero looking for a ground ball here. It's a 4-1 contest. First run of the day for the Power coming off a Blake Conrad RBI double. Darren Osterloth at the plate. DiCarlo at first. Pitch by Quintero outside. Missed with the fastball arm side. 1-2 pitch now. 1-2 count. Quintero taking a long look down to first and then fires, and that one's poked foul again. Same spot. It's going to bounce into the parking lot. Osterloth trying to get Quintero to work, trying to squeeze out every pitch here in his 4th inning out of the bullpen.
And Quintero's just trying to hold the line down here for the Power right now. You saw that they got the first runs of the game back in the top of the 6th, and Quintero just needs to hold them here and give his team another chance to try to score some more runs.
Next pitch is high and away, and another good job by Blake Conrad, who we've mentioned how much he's prided himself on his defense this season. It's been stuff like that where he's able to jump up and just the little stuff, not letting balls get to the backstop, saving 90 feet at a time, and does it again there. A wicked slider in the dirt, and he lost his face mask going after that one. Counts ran full now. It's 3-2.
And it's very much like Martin Maldonado in the MLB, a very defensive type of catcher, but he will give you the big hits, and like he just did back in the top of the sixth, able to get that RBI double. That's where his bread and butter lies, is being able to be a good defensive catcher.
Next pitch by Quintero, lifted and driven into left field. KJ Moon coming in on it, and he'll take it about 50 or so feet from the infield. First out of the inning, and now it'll turn it over to Wes Hickey.
You know, Blake Conrad his ability to stop the ball is like the ability of a nose tackle to stop the run. That's what he gives you as a catcher here for the Power. And you can tell that situation is helping a lot so far. And every time that the Pirates so far in this game have had a runner on base, none of them have tried to steal on Blake Conrad.
Diego Orozco, actually, the pinch hitter for Wes Hickey. Takes ball one inside. Not sure where that pitch missed. Looked like it was over the plate.
Do we need to start talking about the youth umpire days again?
No, Justin, we'll leave those days in the past for your sake.
Fair enough.
One out, a runner on first, and strike one there. Makes it 1-1. Perfect pitch by Quintero. Runner on first, Mark DiCarlo, who reached on a leadoff single. Darren Osterloth flew out to left field. Now the third batter of the inning, Diego Orozco. 1-1 pitch outside, counts 2-1 now. Some more movement in that Power bullpen. Now it's a little more organized. Not sure who that pitcher is, though. 2-1 pitch by Quintero. Perfect spot there on the outer half of the plate. It's 2-2.
We've got Riley Ricken warming up down there for the Power right now.
Ricken warming up for the Power, presumably for the next inning. But right now we're here in the bottom of the sixth. And a swing and a miss there. Sends Orozco packing. Another strikeout for Isaac Quintero, who's been great so far. Sends him packing. Now it's Waldy Perez, the catcher today. Perez 0 for 2. He flew out to left field and grounded into a double play in the third. He's got a runner on and 2 outs, and a curveball by Quintero. Stays in the zone, and it's strike one. Four to 1 ball game in the bottom of the sixth inning. Going on that pitch and running is DiCarlo. The throw from Conrad is perfect and gets him to end the inning. Conrad guns down another runner. Retires DiCarlo at second base, and we're through 6. It's a 4-1 game.
Everyone knows good things come in threes, like our eat, drink, and play combo for just $19.99. Maybe the saying should be good things come in 19.99s. Maybe not. The Dave & Buster's Eat, Drink, and Play combo for just $19.99.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $27.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Jessup Auto Plaza has been proudly serving the Coachella Valley since 1938 as your trusted family-owned auto destination. Now, electrify your drive with the Valley's most extensive range of electric vehicles. Drive the Chevrolet Blazer, Equinox, Silverado, the powerful GMC Hummer, Sierra, and the distinctive Cadillac Lyriq. Silent power, bold performance. Electrify your drive. Jessup Auto Plaza. Since 1938, the EV brands you love, the family you trust.
Top of the 7th inning here in Riverside. Stephen Buxton joined by Justin Lee in a 4-1 ball game. A new pitcher on the mound, Andrew Phillips. Day is done, and the Power Bats rejoice because Chris Hernandez taken over. And I say that because Andrew Phillips went 6 innings, allowed just 2 hits. The 1 run on a Blake Conrad RBI double, scoring Keaton Nadeau. 6 strikeouts to 3 walks. It was a fantastic performance. He faced 21 batters, just 3 over the minimum. It looks like there's going to be a whole new look to this lineup. Power looking to strike here. Miles Wallen, Austin Howler. Looks like Mark Kirkland might be warming up. Casey Kleinman, Andrew Rivas, all warming up for this inning. Assumedly take over for Noah Areola, KJ Moon, and Dalton Thomas, who were due up. And right now they're going to start with Austin Howler here. Austin Howler awaiting the leadoff spot in this inning. He led off the first game, went 1 for 4, but scored a run and walked. Had a leadoff double in the 3rd inning.
This is essentially becoming a brand new ball game here for the Power. You get the starters back in the lineup from the previous game, and you face off a new pitcher here in Chris Hernandez.
Chris Hernandez fires on a first pitch changeup that darts below the zone. It's 1-0. We've seen Howler come in late moments this season. Right now, he can't change the outcome, but he can get a rally started. Miles Walton on deck, Casey Kleinman in the hole, and that pitch is at the feet of Howler. It's 2-0.
So we talked about what Casey Dill would do in this situation now that they're down by 3 runs, but thanks to Blake Conrad, they bring 1 run back to make it a 4-1 ball game. And now you see Casey Dill running into the bench there to bring in all of his main players from the first game back in to see if they can try to eke out another win here against the Pirates.
A long meeting on the mound between Perez and Hernandez, but again, we talked about how aggressively Casey Dill manages this team. I don't know if you can necessarily say there's a way to aggressively sub in guys, but when you're putting 5 or 4 of your top 6 hitters in at once, that's about as aggressive as it gets. Casey Dill trying to pounce here. It'll be some combination of Howler, Miles Walton, Kleinman, and Andrew Rivas and Mark Kirkland coming up. All 3 below the zone, and he finally finds the strike zone there. It's 3-1. Noah Areola's day over. He's 0 for 2. Grounded into a 5-3 putout and flew out to left. Next pitch, darts in the zone. A changeup couldn't come back. And it's ball 4 to Austin Howler. Second walk of the day, first of this game, and he'll send it over to Miles Walton, who was a player of the game on Saturday. Didn't have a hit in the game earlier today, but did walk twice and scored twice.
And had 2 stolen bases as well to help his team out in a game that they pretty much, every single one of these games now on the rest of the calendar are important for the Power.
Late innings here, top of the 7th inning, and another ball outside to Miles Walton. 7 pitches thrown this inning, and 6 of them balls. Walton gets a charge into that one, sends it into right field, but that'll hang up and be caught for the first out. Had a line drive, but hit it just close enough for the right fielder to come in and grab that one. Mason Greenhouse on the play, and Casey Kleinman coming up. Garrett Bavacqua on deck. Mark Kirkland and Andrew Rivas both have their helmets in hand. 4-1 ball game. That pitch gets by the catcher, and Austin Howler's going to take a hard turn around second. He's going to go for third. The throw down to third is wide, and Austin Howler takes an extra 90 feet there, too. First to third on the wild pitch.
What a difference field dimensions make here at UC Riverside. We talked about how big the margins are between the home plate side and all the way to the wall. That ball got all the way to the backstop here, and Perez just had no chance to go get that ball. And Austin Haller able to move not one, but 2 bases now into prime position.
1 out in the 7th, and Kleinman rolls that one over. It's a chopper down the left side. Going over to that, Olazaba is going to field it in foul territory and just toss it back to his pitcher. 1-1 count to Casey Kleinman, who did not get a hit in the first game. Went 0 for 3, but did walk and stole a base. Had a couple great plays at shortstop as well. Taking over for Dolan Thomas, and a good backhanded pick there by Perez to save a run. Fastball that was pulled well out of the zone, and Perez again saves a run by not letting Austin Haller reach. Haller at third, Casey Kleinman taking over for Thomas at the plate. Miles Wallen's going to go out to play left field. Next pitch to Kleinman, hits that one to third base. Slow chopper, he'll set his feet, fire down to first, and get him for the 2nd out of the inning. 5-3 on the putout, and it'll turn it over for Garrett Bavacqua. 2 outs and a runner on third in a 4-1 ball game. Top of the 7th inning. The 2nd game of a doubleheader, and an important doubleheader for the CPCL playoff standings. Andrew Rivas on deck, Mike Gonzalez in the hole, and that one's up the middle. That's going to get through for a hit and score Haller. RBI single, Garrett Bavacqua, he's thinking about 2, but he'll stay at first. It's 4-2. RBI single, Garrett Bavacqua, his 2nd hit of the day, and it sends it over to to Andrew Rivas, who will stay in that DH spot for Tyler Nelson.
Bavacqua has been a thorn in the Pirates side in this 2nd game. He gets a 2nd hit here and able to get another run here for the Power.
Rivas, the 3rd switch of the inning, watches ball 1 down and in. It's 1-0. Mike Gonzalez on deck, and we've seen Mark Kirkland walking around with a bat. Not sure if he will bat this inning. Ball down and in, throw back down to first, and they can't get him there. A great back pick attempt by Perez. He throws it down to first, and Garrett Bavacqua safe by the skin of his teeth.
Yeah, that was a gnarly comeback right there at first base. And just barely getting back in there was Bavacqua.
2-0 count to Andrew Rivas. Pitch outside, and the count is ran 3-0. Cato Kleinman warming up now. So it's looking like all the big hitters for the Power will see some action in this game. In the late innings at UC Riverside, a 3-0 pitch to Rivas. Inside, and I clearly had the count wrong. It'll be 3-1 now, as Rivas does not go down to first, but still in the driver's seat in a hitter's count. He's got a runner on first in a 4-2 game. Bavacqua running, pitch is upstairs, and they throw down to second. He's safe there. It gets into center field, but it was a walk either way, so the only consequence that could have happened is if the center fielder, Hickey, didn't come in to back that up. So it'll be runners on first and second, 2-out walk for Andrew Rivas.
You can just see how defensive or offensive subs make such a big difference, and you see the ability now of the Power to try to turn things around here. They get 1 run back. They're down by 2. Just trying to make this even more exciting.
And how we got here, the first 6 innings absolutely dominant by Andrew Phillips. Just 1 run on the Blake Conrad RBI double. He allowed just 2 hits, but Casey Dills saw a new pitcher on the mound, Chris Hernandez, and decided to strike here. A meeting on the mound. Chris Hernandez is going to stay in this game, but Casey Dill pulling everything out on the bench. Mike Gonzalez, who had 3 hits in the first game, coming up now. He's got the tying run at first, winning run at the plate in Mike Gonzalez. Garrett Bavacqua at second, Andrew Rivas at first. Gonzalez at the plate, Cato Kleinman on deck. Mark Kirkland's got a bat in his hand. But right now, it's Mike Gonzalez. 2 outs, 2 runners on. Pitch to Gonzalez, up and in, ball 1. Casey Dill's seen a lot of Mike Gonzalez in the past 2 years. He played with the Blue Sox in the PSCL, was an all-star for Reed Santos' squad. Watch his strike 1 there. Played over at College of the Desert, was turning double plays with the guy he's replacing right now, Isaac Rodriguez. And so far for the Power this season, he's been a hitting machine. 1-1 count, watches a ball below the zone. They're going to check to see if he went. He did not. It's 2-1.
You talk about a hit machine. He was an absolute hit machine that first game with 3 singles, 2 runs, and an RBI.
Saw him in between games. He asked, was I player of the game? And I had to break the news to him that Matt Chavez did have 4 RBIs, but he gave a valiant effort. Puts that one in play to the left side. Fielded at shortstop. He'll take it the short way to retire Rivas. The Power threaten, but they put up another run. It stays 4-2. But a myriad of switches coming in, and we'll see who's going to take over on the mound for the bottom of the 7th. Late inning magic. They're in need of it. 4-2 game. We'll be right back.
The Management Trust is a 100% employee-owned company. Every employee has a vested interest in providing memorable experiences to every homeowner and board members of HOAs. It's a very powerful thing. No homeowners association is too small or too large for us to manage. From community maintenance services to customized absentee home care, the Management Trust provides just about every service any homeowner could ask for.
Hi, I'm Damien with the Management Trust. We're a community management built differently for your homeowners association. To find out how, give me a call.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in-app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Bottom 7 here in UC Riverside. Riley Ricken on the mound, 3rd pitcher of the day for the Power. Isaac Quintero was fantastic out of the bullpen. 4 innings, just 1 run, and it's getting to be a new game here. Power strike the last 2 innings, 1 run each inning. It's 4-2 now, and it's a whole new lineup out there. Basically, every fielder outside of Blake Conrad has been replaced, and it's essentially the lineup from the first game. From left to right in the outfield, it'll be Cato Kleinman in left, Miles Wallen in center, Garrett Bavacqua in right. And then in the infield, it's Austin Howler, Casey Kleinman, Mike Gonzalez, and Mark Kirkland from left to right. And Riley Ricken fires in ball one. It's 1-0, and the second pitch is driven into left field over to Cato Kleinman. He'll haul it in and throw it over to his brother, and a leadoff single for Waldy Perez.
And so Isaac Quintero goes 53 pitches total, 3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run earned, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts to hold off what has been the Pirates team that started off the game very hot to begin with. But now it's the job of the power pitching and Riley Ricken to hold it off for his new defensive changeup here.
Again, Bavacqua and Conrad, the only 2 starters defensively that are still in. That's ball 1 outside to Jordan Viramontes. And Riley Ricken on the mound, but the last inning ended with a throw down to second on Mark DiCarlo, who's trying to steal on Blake Conrad. So that's why Waldy Perez led off this inning again, as he was the batter who was up last inning as it ended on that caught stealing. So swing and a miss there. It's 1-1 now. No outs and a runner on first in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pirates trying to add on to a 4-2 lead. Ricken fires that one in, and it's fouled off. It's 1-2 now.
Yeah, Ricken was another one of those PSEL part-timers where he served with the Colonials for much of this season. When he's pitched with the power, he's had his struggles at times. You know, not a whole lot of innings pitched. He's only pitched at least 1 inning per appearance in 5 different appearances that he's had. He's got a 7.2 ERA this season with 4 earned runs in 5 appearances.
Comes from a crazy athletic family. 1-2 pitch. That's going to be driven foul off the net. Still 1-2. His dad played in the Yankees organization for a while. His mother, Amy, played volleyball at Michigan. Majoring in psychology at Cal State San Bernardino. But he's in the transfer portal now, looking for a new home. And looking to continue what's been a solid summer so far. 1-2 pitch and a great pickoff move down to first. And he's going to cut down Waldy Perez. A hard tag by Mark Kirkland. It looks like Waldy Perez is real shaken up there. Not sure if he might have rolled an ankle or busted up something on his knee, but he is in some discomfort. He's going to go down, so it's not the tag from Kirkland, but it looked like he might have stepped awkwardly onto that bag. A tough scene here as Waldy Perez has played a great game. He's actually played really well over the 2 games today. He's been fantastic defensively. But right now, he's in a ton of pain at first base.
He took an awkward step, it seemed like, towards that first base bag, and then the way he tumbled down on the ground, and that is not the sign you want to see.
So the Pirates are going to need a new catcher. Waldy Perez being carried off by his teammates. Looks like a left leg injury. Obviously, do not want to speculate about what the extent is. You just hope that the young man's going to be okay. But right now, they're going to need a new runner over there and a new catcher next inning for Chris Hernandez or whoever goes out there. But a great play by Riley Ricken to get him. He went into his windup, but as a left-handed pitcher, took a 45-degree angle down to first, fired it there, and absolutely fooled Perez, who took a last-second effort to try and get back to first, but injured himself there.
And that's where that type of deception comes from. With a guy who has a 6'6" body length like Riley Ricken, all he had to do was bring that leg up in the air, stare down at the runner, Waldy Perez, and because of his stature like an alpaca, able to catch Waldy Perez stumbling at first base.
Next pitch in the dirt, counts 2-2, and folks, Justin Lee is, I think, in an auto word generator right now. Never thought I'd hear alpaca on a broadcast. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bottom of the 7th inning, a 4-2 ball game. Power looking for win number 24 here, but they're going to need to come back. Pitch is inside a fastball, and it's a 3-2 count now.
I get to check that one off my list. I asked my fellow friends, ChatGPT. No, I'm just kidding.
Payoff pitch from Ricken. Lefty kicks and fires, and a fastball down in the zone, and he blew it by him. First strikeout of the day for Ricken. And it's 2 up, 2 down, and turn it over to Mason Greenhouse, the 10-hitter.
It's a good pitch on a sinker pitch by Riley Ricken, using all of that whip down with his wrist to bring that ball in, caused Jordan Viramontes to swing on a pitch that was close at that plate.
Jordan Viramontes goes down on strikes, and Mason Greenhouse 1 for 2 with an RBI single. He's got nobody on and 2 outs. He watches a curveball in the dirt, gets in front of Conrad. He'll take a couple steps forward, toss it back to Ricken. 1-0 count. Ricken delivers. That one's fought off. He was way late on the fastball there. It's 1-1. Looked like those two were in different time zones. Greenhouse late on that fastball to the point where it was impressive that he got a piece of it. 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss there. 1-2 now.
And Greenhouse has been pretty late on these cut-throughs at the pitch right now so far.
Riley Ricken's throwing nothing but back-to-back fastballs on him. He started with a curveball in the dirt. Let's see what he'll throw here. Goes with the changeup out of the zone. Counts even at 2 now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs in a 2-run game. It's 4-2 in the bottom of the 7th. Power have gone with almost a full lineup turnover. Put in almost all of the starters from the first game. Fastball out of the zone. Counts full now. Again, the switches. Cato Kleinman in for Keaton Nadeau. Mark Kirkland in at first. Mike Gonzalez at second. Casey Kleinman at short. Austin Haller at third. Miles Wallen in center field. Hack and a foul tip there. He'll stay alive. It's 3-2 still. Garrett Bavacqua and Blake Conrad, the only remaining starters. Long pause by Ricken. He sets his glove at his face and fires. Curveball out of the zone, way high, and it's a full count walk with 2 outs to extend the inning for the top of the lineup.
That's a pretty patient at bat there from Mason Greenhouse. Saw the amount of pitches that he saw, and there was a few times this season where we saw Ricken, when he comes into games, he's able to dominate with those fastballs and those changeups and those curveballs. But then there's times where he loses control of those high-speed pitches, and we saw that right there on that last pitch. So the control thing is a big factor here for Ricken here late in this game.
He's going to need to find the control here. A 2-run game. The Power are down. And he tries with the pickoff move again. This time, not so sudden. Throws it down to Kirkland, and Greenhouse slides back in on time. He'll fire down again, and he got him this time in a pickle. Kirkland down to Gonzalez. They'll tag him out, and Riley Ricken steals 2 outs this inning thanks to his pickoff move. We're through 7. It's 4-2. Top of the Power lineup coming up. We'll be right back.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $27.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
To Mark Kirkland. Apologies for the technical difficulties here. Mark Kirkland coming up with one out as the third batter of the inning. He's got Cato Kleinman on first after Blake Conrad struck out looking. First pitch is a called strike to Mark Kirkland in his first at-bat.
They have Talixon replacing Waldy Perez after his injury.
Big cut and a foul ball there for Kirkland. 0-2 now. Kirkland out of Redlands, spent some time at Cal Baptist. He's played a ton of games over here at UCR. Watches ball one outside. Cal Baptist being just a couple minutes down the road from here. Again, a lot of players on this power roster very familiar with this field. Just one of 2 road trips this season. Swing and a miss, and he got Kirkland there with the diving slider. Back-to-back strikeouts, and we've got 2 outs for Austin Haller. 2 outs in the top of the 8th, a 4-2 ball game. Power looking for a late inning comeback here. It's been almost a complete lineup turnover. Again, Garrett Bavacqua and Blake Conrad, the only remaining starters from this game. Austin Haller up. He's got Casey Kleinman on deck, and Cato's going to run on that pitch in the dirt and steal second.
It looks like it got a piece of Haller.
Haller gets hit on the first pitch. He'll take first base. Cato Kleinman to second. And Miles Walton coming up.
We saw this earlier with the two outs and the Power trying to get a little rally here. And Walton, who has been very good in these runner and scoring positions at times this season, got another chance to be the hero today.
Miles Walton at the plate, watches a curveball in the dirt, ball 1. Good job by the catcher keeping it near him, not allowing either runner to advance. Walton at the plate. 2 runners on. He's got Cato Kleinman at second, Austin Haller at first, and the 1-0 pitch is fouled off. The count's even at 1. One and 1 count. Miles Walton looking for another big moment here. From start to finish has been the best hitter on the Power this season. In the late innings, he's the winning run at the plate. Ball in the dirt, counts 2-1.
We saw a situation very similar to this last time the Power played the Pirates in Game 2 of that first series. They had a chance to close it out with a walk-off win, down 5-4 in that game. They have a chance to do redemption here in Game 2.
They won Game 1 9-2. This one gonna need to be much more dramatic. Pitch by Hernandez, down in the zone, but caught it there. Counts even at 2. Walton flew out to right field in his first at-bat, taking over for KJ Moon in the batting lineup, but he'll be in center field. 2 runners on, 2 outs here in the 8th. Pitch to Walton, swing and a miss there, and Hernandez gets through the inning. Hernandez strikes out the side, and the Power are going to go to the 9th inning, down 2. Or at least that's Riley Rickens' goal right now. Bottom of the 8th coming up. 4-2 game here in Riverside.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $27.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Bottom 8 here in Riverside. 2-run game. It's 4-2. Pirates on top of the Power. Riley Ricken going out for another inning. And it'll be the top of the lineup due up. Esteban Olazaba, the first batter. It'll be him, Isaiah Walls, and Vaughn Coleman due up. First pitch to Olazaba. A ball outside, 1-0.
You talked about right before we went to the break how Riley Ricken has to hold out this team yet again for the Power to try to climb back into this thing.
Gets the called strike there on a fastball. It's 1-1 now. And yeah, Riley Ricken, he has one job here. Put up a 0 and give the Power bats a chance. Most of the bench is still available. And it'll be Casey Kleinman, Garrett Bavacqua, and Andrew Rivas due up. Second pitch there, second strike, back-to-back fastballs. That's a 1-2 count.
You can tell his head is completely in the game right now. We saw the hit that he gave up to lead off the 7th, and then that walk as well. But both runners getting taken down by his pickoff ability.
Working quickly, he fires in another pitch, and Olazaba will reach out and foul that one off to stay alive. Still 1-2.
Riley Ricken trying to hold one and put the team on his back here in this situation. If he's not pitching...
Kleinman slides, but Austin Haller sticks up his glove and catches it over the shoulder for the first out.
That was a pretty close play right there between Haller and Kleinman. They were on a crash course, essentially right there. Kleinman sliding down. A good job from Haller to be able to jump over Casey at the last moment. That could have been pretty bad. Casey trying to sweep Austin Haller off his legs.
Isaiah Walls steps up and pokes that one down the right side, but it's going to go foul into the Power bullpen. Looks like Max Weckel down there warming up. 0-1 to Isaiah Walls. 1 out in the 8th inning. Biggest 3 outs of the game. That pitch, foul again, same direction. 0-2 now.
That
0-2, and Ricken, who worked the 7th inning really almost by himself, stole 2 outs on pickoff moves. Needs a 0 here. 1-2 now.
They have Amavisca warming up down there in the bullpen.
Richie Amavisca out of New Mexico Highlands looking for some late inning work. He's been a road warrior before. 1-2 pitch. Off the hand, slow roller to Casey Kleinman. He's going to have to make a quick throw, and that gets by Mark Kirkland. Blake Conrad coming in to back that one up, but it's going to be an infield single on what was going to need to be a absolutely heroic effort by Casey Kleinman. A slow roller to shortstop. He was playing back. He got it all the way on the infield grass. Had to make an off-balance throw after getting it with one hand and just couldn't come up with the play. It would have been an incredible one for a second out, though.
Very close to a Jeweler's Web Gym right there by Casey Kleinman. We saw that play, the slow roller, able to come in away in one hop, leap up in the air, make a throw to first base, but I think he wouldn't have been able to make it in time regardless.
El Paseo Jewelers almost getting their money's worth as Vaughn Coleman watches strike one on the outer half of the zone. 0-1 count, and Coleman 1 for 2 today. He scored a run after he walked in the 3rd, and he has an RBI single in the 1st. That scored the first run of the day. Big swing there. It's 0-2. 0-2, 1 out, bottom of the 8th inning. 4-2, Pirates lead over the Power. 1 runner on, and the pitch by Ricken. Swing and a miss there. That'll send Coleman packing on strikes, and he throw from Conrad down to Kirkland, trying to double up at Walls. Not successful, but there's 2 outs.
I'm pretty surprised that Walls even tried to move over to second base. Every time that a runner at first base, even against Riley Ricken, has tried to steal it back, Conrad has taken 1 down, and Ricken has taken 2 guys down in pickoffs.
Another pinch hitter here, number 12. It's Diego Ortiz. who swings and launches that one up in the air above shallow left center field. Coming in, Cato Kleinman will collect that and end the inning. Buckle up, folks. Top of the 9th inning. Here we come. Power need 2 to tie, 3 to win. And the Pirates trying to split this road series here. 4-2 game. We'll be right back.
Across the Coachella Valley, you'll find our communities powered by short-term rentals. These rentals bring visitors and dollars to the region. Whether attending events, checking out the art scene, or dining at restaurants, when they spend money, we all score. The nearly $1 billion impact of
Power of community. And that's why we proudly support the Palm Springs Power, our hometown baseball team. After a memorable championship season in 2024, capping off the team's 20th anniversary, we're all very excited about the 2025 Power team. SBMP Attorneys and the Palm Springs Power are two teams that are committed to excellence, community, and the spirit of winning. We'll see you all at the ballpark.
Here we go. Top of the 9th inning. Casey Kleinman, Garrett Bavacqua, and Andrew Rivas due up. A 4-2 game and a new pitcher on the mound for the Pirates. Stephen Buxton joined by Justin Lee here at UC Riverside. And the first pitch, a called ball down and away. It's 1-0. Kleinman goes after that one and lines it up the middle for a leadoff hit. First hit of the day for Casey Kleinman. And it brings the tying run to the plate in Garrett Bavacqua. One of just two starters to still remain in this game. Bavacqua 2 for 3, 2 singles. One of them an RBI single in the 7th.
This is where he can continue to put damage through the lines here against the Pirates. And by the way, we don't really know who this pitcher is. They didn't give us the roster to figure out who is up on the mound for the Pirates right now, so apologies if we don't figure out his name.
First pitch, a called strike to Bavacqua. It's 0-1.
And Casey following in the footsteps of his brother Cato, who led off the last half inning with a single.
Second pitch, second strike. Looked like a slider there. Catches the outer half of the plate. It's 0-2. It'll be Bavacqua, then Rivas, then Cato Kleinman. Could be a similar scene to what we saw on 4th of July. Down in the dirt. Counts 1-2 now. Power have had some late inning magic recently. Most notably that walk-off win on 4th of July. They've had a couple comeback wins this season, but that one the first walk-off. Right now they can't walk it off, but they can win it in the 9th, and Bavacqua keeps himself alive there, gets a piece of it. It's still 1-2. Nobody out, one runner on. Casey Kleinman at first base. Top of the 9th inning, it's 4-2. Power looking for win number 24 of the season. Pitch, Bavacqua lines that up the middle. That's going to get down for a hit. Runners on first and second now for Cato Kleinman.
Have yourself a game, Bavacqua. Another pitch that he just takes slowly. You see that swing speed, not as fast as many other hitters that we've seen today, but he's able to, less is more is what we've been talking about. Get those easy contact hits, and he just does that with that gentle hit to center field.
Apologies, may have jumped the gun on Cato Kleinman. It's Andrew Rivas stepping up now. Mike Gonzalez on deck. Cato Kleinman in the hole. Rivas up for his second time. Watches ball one outside. Counts 1-0. He walked in his first at-bat. And he was the starter in the last game, starting designated hitter. Reached on a hit by pitch, but went 0 for 3. Couple free passes on the day to the UC Riverside product. Playing at his home field. Watches strike one on the edge.
Rivas can do it with one swing of the bat, too. We saw that not that long ago, getting that home run in right field a couple of days ago, or a week ago, I should say.
Rivas squares up to bunt, but pops that one up foul down the left side.
Yeah, if we're going to lay down a bunt, you don't want to pop it up in there and give the defense a chance to grab that ball. You have 3 outs to work with here. You got it. Every single out is a premium now if you want to win this game.
A road game for the Power, a home game for Rivas out of Newberry Park, California. Played at UCR. He's got one more year. He's going to go back for his graduate year, and he fights that one off. Count's still 1-2. Had a lot of big moments at UCR. Joseph for the Big West in the UC system. Started 47 of 52 games. Had 51 hits this past season. 1-2 pitch, fights it off again. It's still 1-2. A career 254 hitter, but in 2025, 268 batting average, 52 games played. Scored 25 runs, but right here, the important number, 24 RBIs. Been with the Power for 2 summers in a row as well. Has been on fire with them this season. He's got 2 runners on. He's the winning run at the plate. Watches ball 2 high.
We're seeing a very quality at bat here from Andrew Rivas here in this at bat, fighting for his life, trying to give his team a chance. This is a clutch moment here for Andrew Rivas.
2-2 pitch to Rivas. He lines that one into right field, but it's going to hang up for the out there. And Casey Kleinman not going to test the arm in right field of Greenhouse. We've got 1 out in the 9th.
And he tried to give it another poke hit to right field, but gets a little too much of the meat of the bat there to try to land it in right field, and it just stays up for the right fielder in Greenhouse.
Sends it over to Mike Gonzalez in his second at-bat, and he was arguably player of the game in the first matchup. Had 3 hits, scored a couple runs. If it weren't for the 4 RBIs and 2 doubles of Matt Chavez, he would have been in serious consideration. He takes strike one. It's 0-1. He's got 2 runners on. He's got Casey Kleinman at second. He's got Bavacqua at first. Gonzalez at the plate. Watches strike 2.
Same location as the last pitch. 2 sliders in a row here. And now Gonzalez is going to have to watch that outside corner. And that last pitch almost off the plate too, but he gets a call from the umpire, so he's got to be aggressive here.
Again, he's been an absolute hitting machine. Scored 2 runs, had an RBI in the first game. Sends that one down the right side at first base, goes down to second, and he throws it into left field. Casey Dills sending home Kleinman, and it's 4-3. They tried to go with the aggressive play over at first base. Cole Howarth didn't tag first, so Mike Gonzalez is safe there. He tried to double up Garrett Bavacqua at second, but threw it into left field. Casey Kleinman comes up to score, and the winning run is on first now in Mike Gonzalez. Cato Kleinman watches ball 1 inside. It's 1-0 now. 4-3 game, and a game that was completely dominated for the first 6 innings by the Pirates. Again, Andrew Phillips, 6 innings of 1-run ball. He struck out 6. He's still in line for the win. Tyrone Woods in line for the loss right now, but there's 1 out in the 9th, and Cato Kleinman in the top of the Power lineup coming up. Fouls it off there. It's 1-1 now.
You go back to that throw from the first baseman, Diego Ortiz, who just came into the game defensively. It was a strange and a really tough decision to make right there, to try to go. He wanted a double play to end the game right there, but because of that weird angle that he took with the righty throw, he misses it.
Kleinman goes the other way with that one. That's going to go to short. They'll try and get the out to second, and they can't. Sliding in, Mike Gonzalez beats the chance to get at least one out, and it's bases loaded now for Blake Conrad. A fielder's choice allows Cato Kleinman to reach, and Blake Conrad, who started the scoring, coming up now.
And just a couple of mistakes from the infield defense of the Pirates here. Michael Gonzalez is already running to second base as soon as that ground ball comes in, and another risky play from the slow grounder by Wallace to try to make at second base.
And correction, it's not going to be Blake Conrad. It's Matt Chavez. Casey Dill going with the hot hand, the guy who had 4 RBIs in the first game, and I don't blame him. Right now, number 5 and 6 on the day would put the Power ahead. He's got 2 good runners in scoring position. He's got Gonzalez at second, Bavacqua at first, and he's ahead in the count 1-0. Cato Kleinman at first, and bases loaded with just 1 out in the 9th. Chavez sends that one into deep right field, going over Greenhouse. He'll collect it, and they're going to send Bavacqua home. Throw is not in time. A sacrifice fly ties it up here in the 9th.
Chavez adding his 5th RBI today with that sacrifice fly to right field. He gets the job done, and now no longer Tyrone Woods can take a deep breath as he's not on the chopping block anymore.
And how often can you say this? Mark Kirkland in a big spot for the Power. Tie game, top of the 9th inning, winning run 90 feet away. He takes strike 1. This is a guy who's going to end up near the top of a lot of Power all-time stats. Definitely most of the rate stats. He'll at least be top 5. In his 4th season with the organization. Takes ball 1. It's 1-1 now.
You can argue he's essentially the team captain too for the majority of the season with that expert veteran knowledge that he's had playing with the Power so far and being in college baseball for so many years.
1-1 count. Mark Kirkland watches ball 2 below the zone. It's 2-1. This is a guy who Casey Dill mentioned when we were talking to him before the season about how you deal with a new roster, how you deal with so many new guys. There are a couple returners, and he mentioned them, and he mentioned specifically Mark Kirkland and the impact he has on this team in moments like these. Kirkland goes the other way into left field. That's going to hang up and end the inning. Going to the bottom of the 9th, the Power trying to force extras here. We're tied at 4. We'll be right back after a break.
Like a family setting, you know, we come and we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. You know, they cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
A sight that Power fans have grown fond of. Late innings On the road, Richie Amaviska on the mound. The 2024 CPCL playoff MVP on the mound in a tie game, trying to force extras. The fourth pitcher of the game taking over for Riley Ricken, who fired up a pair of zeros himself. Middle of the lineup due up Cole Howarth, Mark DiCarlo, and Darren Osterloth, the first three in a tie game. Power trying to force extras, trying to complete the comeback here. 1 run in the 6th, 1 in the 8th, 2 in the 9th. And they've tied it at 4. 2 runs in the first, 1 in the second, 1 in the third for the Pirates. They have scored nothing since. First pitch, a strike from Amaviska. 0-1 count. Second pitch, laced on the ground to Cato Kleinman. He'll fire it down to first in time to get the first out.
Every single out now becomes a premium like we talked about. And another good play there by Casey Kleinman, who we saw in the first game had multiple ground balls hit to him.
And this is a spot that no one would have ever thought Richie Amaviska would be in just a couple years ago. Grew up in Indio, went to Indio High School, spent some time at College of the Desert. He came up as a middle infielder, moved over to third base, and his first pitch is a fastball fought off foul. It's 0-1. But eventually he went over to New Mexico Highlands, and they saw how he moved on the mound. They saw the arm and threw him out there. It extended his career, essentially. He's got a couple more years of baseball in him. Another foul tip the other way. It's 0-2. And with the power, he came back last season as a two-way player, but Casey Dill essentially said, "You're one of our high-leverage pitchers here. You're going to be throwing." And he just ran with it from there. 0-2 pitch. Goes with the slider, and it's out of the zone. It's 1-2.
And Casey Dill was a big factor in what convinced Amaviska to go to NMHU, taking that scholarship from that school.
He's not just a big factor in that. He's a big factor of why Richie Amaviska is still playing baseball today. There was a moment where this young man thought he might hang it up, but he took the scholarship to New Mexico Highlands. He became a pitcher, and he has thrived. Here he is on the mound for the Power in the late innings, trying to force extras. 2-2 pitch upcoming. There's one out. Mark DiCarlo at the plate.
I mean, heck, the guy has 5 all-time records in the PSCO.
Richie Amaviska set out of the windup, fires a slider below the zone, counts full now. He essentially carried this Power pitching staff at times last season, and in the playoffs came in with bases loaded and struck out the side to get it to the bottom of the 9th. And he gets strike 3 there on DiCarlo. We've got 2 outs in the 9th. Similar situation, different circumstances. In the CPCL playoffs, that one was for the win, or that one was for the championship game. This one, merely to continue fighting for that top seed in the CPCL in the upcoming playoffs. He closed out the first game, got the save against the San Diego Waves in Azusa Pacific, and then he closed out the second game as well. Again, got playoff MVP for his performance. He fires in ball 1 to Darren Osterloh. Second pitch, first strike, counts 1-1 with 2 outs. Tie game at 4, bottom of the 9th inning. Osterloh has an RBI fielder's choice, but he's 0 for 3 on the day, and he watches ball 2.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of good pitch selections here from Richie Amaviska. He's throwing it around the strike zone at different locations, coast to coast, upstairs, downstairs, changing the eye level at every single chance he can get.
Amaviska fires in a fastball there, but it's called a ball outside. Count is 3-1. He hasn't pitched in a couple weeks for the Power, but right now pitching when it matters most. Ball 4 outside and a 2-out walk. Continues the inning. for Diego Orozco. Two-out walk for Richie Amavisca. Matt Chavez is going to go take a minute to talk to him. But again, this is where Amavisca thrives. Almost every time he was out on the mound last season was in a high-leverage inning. Here he is on the road again at UC Riverside. Second road trip of the year, and in what the Power have essentially approached as playoff games for the last 2 weeks or so. Undefeated in July so far. They're going to need a 0 in the 9th here for it to stay that way. Amavisca's first pitch, a slider that sweeps out of the zone. It's 1-0. Orozco struck out in his first at-bat. He's 0 for 1. He's got a runner on first and 2 outs. Amavisca goes back with the slider again and gets a strike this time. Counts even at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike in the 9th inning of Game 2 in this doubleheader. Another slider there, going with all the off speed. It's 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike. Runner on first is Osterlund. Called strike there. It's 2-2 now. Amavisca's been with the Power for a handful of years. He's become a favorite in the clubhouse. Between the PSCL and Power, he's revered. Strike 3 on the corner there. He puts up the 0 they needed, and we're going to extra innings. Amavisca slams the door, and the Power have a chance to take the lead in the 10th. Austin Howler, Miles Walton, Casey Kleinman due up. We'll be right back.
It's a family setting, you know, we come and we get into conversation, and it's comfortable here is what I guess I'll say. It's comfortable.
The hot cocoa has whipped cream and sprinkles in the whipped cream in the hot cocoa.
Very family oriented. You know, they cater to the kids. They got the coloring books and crayons, and they have kid-sized stuff about almost for everything that you would want. So young and old, everybody can enjoy it.
It's the best.
Made from scratch memories. Elmer's.
We've got extra baseball here in Riverside. Top of the 10th inning, and essentially the top of the Power lineup all season due up here. Austin Howler, Miles Walton, Casey Kleinman, the first 3 due up. And this game's been turned upside down. What was at one point a 4-0 ball game, the Power have tied it in the late innings. 1 run in the 6th, 1 run in the 8th, 2 runs in the 9th. And Austin Howler starts it off here, watching strike 1.
The first time this season that the Power have gone into extras like this, and they're going to need every single bit of the power spark here to get this thing going.
It's a season that we've seen them really have to take an approach that they haven't seen in a while. They've had to play baseball with pressure on them. They haven't been able to just coast into the playoffs. And right now they need to finish the comeback. 10th inning and a 1-1 count to Austin Howler. Pitch is upstairs. It's 2-1. But this is a team that's proven that they can stand up to that contest. They can match whatever has been thrown at them. They've already got 4 comeback wins this season. They've got 1 walk-off win, and that one on 4th of July against the PSCL All-Stars. Haller starts off the inning with a line drive into left center field. That's going to be a leadoff single. The winning run on first base, and now Miles Walton coming up. And again, Justin, if you've been watching the Power at all this season, who would you rather have up than Miles Walton? And if there's anyone, the list is very short. Walton has led the team in doubles and RBIs for almost the entire season, has been up there in batting average. Right now, squaring up to bunt and lays down a beauty. The speedster down the right side, just barely beaten by a perfect throw down to first, but he does his job. We've got 1 out, but a runner on second base. Now it's Austin Haller.
Smart decision there to go with the sac bunt. And if that ball had moved down that line any faster out of the way of the pitcher, then I think Miles Walton would have been able to get in there safely. But that's a great throw that the pitcher made right there.
The almost textbook small ball sets up a runner in scoring position for one of the best contact hitters you'll see. Casey Kleinman goes the other way down to second base. He's thrown out at first, but once again, a productive out moves Austin Haller over.
And there's nothing wrong with that. You send the ball to the other side of the infield, away from the runner at second base. Haller's able to move safely over to third base, and now you have arguably one of the hottest hitters of this game right now with Garrett Bavacqua coming up.
Garrett Bavacqua 3 for 4 today. He's got a run in the ninth inning. Has an RBI single in the 7th. They've only been able to retire him once. The winning run 90 feet away, and he watches strike 1.
Remember when the Power were down in a situation against the PSE All-Stars, they had so much energy in that game when it came close and they tied it up and then they walked it off. I want to see that energy from this team in this situation.
Garrett Bavacqua looking for his first signature moment with the Power, and he gets it there. Line drive into left field. That scores Austin Haller, and the Power take the lead. 5-3 after being down 4 into the 7th. Power have come all the way back. RBI single, Garrett Bavacqua, have a day.
Fire me up, Bavacqua, and you saw how the dugout reacted to that hit right there from Bavacqua, who has been so hot today, and he gets the job done like we talked about.
Bavacqua, one of the late additions to the Power, has only been with the team for about 2 weeks now as Andrew Rivas watches ball 1 up and away. But he has quickly become a favorite in the locker room. Every time this guy has got a hit or gotten on base, the dugout has just exploded for him. Andrew Rivas awaiting the next pitch, and Bavacqua stole second base. There wasn't even a consideration there. The right-handed pitcher threw down to home and didn't even look at Bavacqua.
No, the pitcher here for the Pirates is absolutely locked into this moment right here. He knows there's 2 outs now. All he needs to do is try to get this batter out. This is a tough job, though, against Andrew Rivas.
Rivas playing at his home field. He's ahead 3-0, but how big would a hit be here? Bavacqua in scoring position now. The Power up 5-4 in the 10th. And Rivas just trying to add on to it here, trying to make it 6. And he watches ball 4 upstairs, a 4-pitch walk. Rivas to first, Bavacqua at second, Mike Gonzalez at the plate. He's reached 5 times today. 3 hits in the first game, 1 hit, or he reached on an error in this second game, and that was to extend the 9th inning rally to tie it. 2 runners on. Mike Gonzalez swings and throws his bat over to the Pirates dugout. Get that guy some pine tar. The Pirates dugout yelling at him. They throw it a couple feet short of him.
I mean, obviously not intentional with the way that bat flew out of Michael Gonzalez's hands as his teammates give him the pine tar. So your request comes through, Steven.
Gonzalez Again, plenty of pine tar on that deck. Almost took out the head of one of the Pirates players in the dugout. But right now ready to resume his at-bat. Down 0-1 with 2 runners on. Bavacqua at second, Rivas at first in a 5-4 game in the top of the 10th inning. Power trying to take the sweep in this road doubleheader. A swing and a miss there. This time Gonzalez didn't lose the bat. It's 0-2.
Yeah, really took a gnarly swing right there. That was not grass-fed certified swing by Michael Gonzalez.
Gonzalez down 0-2. He's got 2 outs in the 10th. Trying to extend this inning, trying to throw it over to the top of the lineup in Cato Kleinman. The pitch is swung on and missed, and Pirates get out of the inning. They shut the door, but the Power take the lead. Richie Amavisca going out for the 2-inning win and save here, trying to take it in extras. It'll be Waldy Perez, Jordan Viramontes, and Mason Greenhouse due up. 10th inning, here we come. We'll be right back. Hold on, everybody.
Everyone knows good things come in threes, like our Eat, Drink, and Play combo for just $19.99. Maybe the saying should be good things come in 19.99s. Maybe not. The Dave & Buster's Eat, Drink, and Play combo for just $19.99.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $27.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Jessup Auto Plaza has been proudly serving the Coachella Valley since 1938 as your trusted family-owned auto destination. Now, electrify your drive with the Valley's most extensive range of electric vehicles. Drive the Chevrolet Blazer, Equinox, Silverado, the powerful GMC Hummer, Sierra, and the distinctive Cadillac Lyriq. Silent power, bold performance. Electrify your drive. Jessup Auto Plaza. Since 1938, the EV brands you love, the family you trust.
Tenth inning, 5-4 Power on top. Richie Amavisca fires in a slider for called strike one against Luke Madur. He's taken over for Waldy Perez after the strange injury at first base, but he watches a ball there. It's 1-1 now. 1 ball, 1 strike, and Richie Amavisca looking for a late inning save here to finish off the game. In line for the win now. Power take the lead under his pitching, and a swing and a miss there. Another strikeout for Amavisca. We've got 1 out.
And I want to say, there's no better person in this situation, I feel like, with Richie Amavisca up there, with the way that he's been pitching the last half inning, and then now starting off with a strikeout here. 3 strikeouts, a ground out force, although you got the walk on board. But the way that Richie Amavisca's been pitching, this is the right man for the job right here.
There's some people who like the big moment. There's some people who back down to it. And then there's those like Richie Amavisca who absolutely thrive in it. First pitch is a ball outside to Viramontes. It's 1-0. It seems like his best performances come in these high leverage spots. He's taken the 9th. He's here in the 10th. It's 1-0 with 1 out. Slider goes low. It's 2-0 now. There's times where if he's in there in like a 4th inning, 5th inning relief spot, he might get a little erratic. He might walk some guys, allow a couple runs. But it seems that when the lights get bright, when the moment gets big, Richie Amavisca is ready for it. Swing and a miss there. It's strike 1 to Viramontes. Bottom of the 10th inning here at Riverside. Fouled off. That's going to go down the right side into the parking lot.
Working with the changeup, the slider. We've seen that multiple times. Curveball, fastball. And every time he's come up to the mound, he's locked in immediately on this batter.
Power haven't lost a game in July yet, and Amavista gets him looking there. A perfect slider on the outer half of the plate. Sends down Viramontes. We've got 2 outs. And I mentioned that Amavista's stuff plays up best when it's the late innings. It plays under pressure. So far, he's collected 5 outs, 4 of them via the strikeout. 2 of them looking, and he pulls a slider about a mile out of the zone there. Chavez just sticks the glove out to keep it with him and send it back to Amavisca. It's 1-0. Greenhouse at the plate. 1 for 2 on the day. He's reached twice. He has an RBI single in the second. He walked in the 7th, and he's ahead 2-0. Power looking for win number 24 of the season, looking to go 4-0 on the road in the regular season. They haven't lost a road game in the last 2 years. Foul tip there. It's 2-1 now. They won 2 games at Cal Poly Pomona, 2 games at Escondido High School against the San Diego Waves, but none bigger than the 2 at Azusa Pacific to clinch a CPCL championship on a walk-off home run by Noah Blythe. Richie Amavisca was in the thick of all of those. He closed out both championship games at Azusa. 2-2 pitch popped up above the infield, going over. Chavez sliding to his knees as that one drifted foul over by the dugout, and it's going to bounce out of play. Greenhouse stays alive for 1 more pitch. 2 outs, bottom of the 10th, a 2-2 count. Greenhouse, the tying run at the plate, the winning run, Esteban Olazaba on deck. Just trying to give him a chance. Amavisca trying to close it out here. 2-2 pitch. Chopper into the middle of the infield. Casey Kleinman gloves it. Throw down to first, and he finishes the job. Richie Amavisca shuts the door again. And the Power come back to win it. 5-4 on the road, and they sweep the day. Amavisca with the win. The loss is going to go to number 39 for the Pirates. And the Power take out a gritty 5-4 win in 10 innings.
The perseverance from this team and the way that they came from behind, this is the formula that is going to take them through the CPCL play if they can replicate this type of ability to win games. What a gritty performance from the pitching staff. Combination of Ricken, Isaac Quintero, and Richie Amavisca holding it down for the Power. And then the Power bring in the rest of their guys. They bring in a massive amount of the players who started in the first game. And who gets the job done? Of course, Garrett Bavacqua. 4 singles on the day, 2 RBIs. He gets the game-winning run in. What a performance from the Power.
Garrett Bavacqua is going to be the player of the game for the second one. Matt Chavez in the first, but almost a mirror finish to how the first time the Power were at UC Riverside went. They played against the Inland Valley Bucks. They won the first game in blowout fashion, but after being down 7 runs, fought back to win it in the 9th. And here a similar story. Down 4-0 going into the 6th. They put on 1 there. 1 run in the 8th, 2 runs in the 9th, but a run in the 10th wins it in extra innings. Garrett Bavacqua drives home Austin Howler, the winning run in the 10th. Richie Amavisca goes the final 2 innings. He strikes out 4 batters, and he's going to get credited with the win. A massive win for the Power, a massive win towards the CPCL playoff standings, but more importantly, win number 24 of the year. And that means Casey Dill is 1 win away from 600.
And what a milestone win that would be for Casey Dill. this is the type of play that we've wanted to see from the Power so far this season. Yes, they've been up in multiple different games, but we wanted to put them in a situation where they needed to have a chance to hold down the fort and persevere through the hardest of times. And if anything that tells you from this game tonight, if they happen to be in this situation in the playoffs, then they know where they need to be.
Well, they'll be hunting down the playoffs. They'll be hunting down that top seed. And right now the Power players most likely hunting down dinner coming soon, and it's a well-earned one. They take home both wins. They sweep the road series against the Inland Valley Pirates, and this one in dramatic fashion. Final score, 5-4. The Power win it. Richie Amavisco with the win in late innings, as always. From us here at Riverside, for myself, Justin Lee, for all of us who make it possible, we thank you for joining us. Power win it, 5-4. We'll see